Straight into the trailer.
We've been lied to. They lied to us. Most men are triggered because they gotten comfortable allowing women to provide for them.
Never ever marry a woman or look to get in a relationship with a woman that is a single mother.
The women that agreed with going 50-50 with the men are women that's never had a real man.
You don't want people to be with you just because you have resources.
How can you expect her to work just as hard as you, come home, nurture the children, cook for you, have sex with you?
You can't keep the nigga that impregnated you. What makes you think that we want to hear your opinion?
There you have it, family. Welcome to Hardly Initiated. It is your host, Tyshawn Jackson, in the building with my co-host, Ryan Ketchens.
About to go
and
crazy tonight.
We have done something special.
Facts.
Ryan, I haven't been this excited about a show in a long time.
I want to be honest, man. We was probably talking about this for the last few weeks at least.
Absolutely.
I'm getting Boyce Watkins jumping in the comments. MTR hitting us. I'm getting text from my mom saying, "Hey, y'all don't go too crazy tonight." So I already know it's about to be incredible matchup to say the least.
Oh, to say the absolute least, man. The energy in the studio is incredible.
Yeah.
The comments, the chats, the emails are popping off because we got two of some of the most influential brothers online sitting at the exact same table here in Atlanta, Georgia, in Hardly Initiated Studios today. If you're ready, drop a ready in the chat right now because it's about to go down. We got my brother Yada Awakening, and we have my brother Anton Daniels coming straight in from the D at Hardly Initiated today, and it is going down. Let me know if the sound is good in the chat, fellas. If the sound is good, ladies and gentlemen, let me know in the chat real quick.
Right, and shout out to all the initiates joining us tonight, guys. I want you to go ahead and drop who you think will win tonight's debate in the chat because we got NDBA in the building. Absolutely. We got the bag chasers in the building. And, we got to kick it off.
And we got the initiates here in the building.
The initiates go crazy always.
As well. And
shout out to the initiates.
Yeah. Look at these fellas, man.
Absolutely.
I'm ready.
Absolutely. So let's actually start here because some people, they may not be familiar with the individual sitting at the table. So what I want to do is slightly familiarize yourself with their talking points, with their stances, what they standing on. And let's actually start here with my brother Yada coming straight here out the A. Thank you so much for coming up here and joining us today. Yada was very serious about wanting this to be an in-person meeting of the men here today because it's a lot of important conversations happening online, and I want to bring some clarity, all right, with brothers with two different philosophies sitting here today. We're going to bring some clarity. Let's play a clip to familiarize people with the brother Yada.
When a man says, "Where's the good women at?" that translates, I'm a feminine man looking for women to take care of. Masculine men bring the femininity out of any woman around them. How can you move into a woman's home and not remove her worries? You don't love her, you're leeching off of her. Now she's depressed. This is why she lost respect for you. At minimum, a man should have $300,000 US in his savings account. 50,000 of that goes to your new bride. Before y'all get married here, I love you, here's 50,000. The other 50,000 go on a deposit of your new family house.
Hold on. There we go.
That's strong. There we go. Philosophy there.
Just giving them a piece of
it. Just
a taste. Because I want you to understand and look at Anton. But first of all, I got to get the view here, the brothers, Lano. Let me see both faces.
Yeah.
We got to I need to be looking at these brothers the entire show.
For the whole show.
The entire show, we need to see these brothers' faces here. Okay? And I also...
You're a funny guy.
You're a funny guy.
Hilarious.
And, Anton is equally as influential as he's been online for, it's close to it. Is it close to a decade now, Anton?
Yes, sir.
We was looking at some old videos, man. I think we seen one video you was in a motorcycle headed to like a abandoned stadium.
You got to give people the journey. You can't just show up one day and then have some type of philosophy because I think that's what happens with preachers, right? Yeah. That's what happens with people that finesse the community. That's what's happening with our political landscape. So I think that, if anybody that understands spirituality, anybody that understands their word, you'll know them by their fruits. Mm-hmm. Anybody can say anything. Anybody can sell anything. Mm-hmm. But very few people actually can show you the receipts without just talking about it. The talking is the cherry on top, right? The receipts is the reflection of what you really are. So that's what I advocate for.
And he already gave you a bit of what he's standing on here in his philosophy. But for those of you who may not be familiar, let's go ahead and familiarize him real quick. Go ahead and roll the clip, Lano.
They lied to us. They told us happy life, happy life. They raised their daughters into being feminists. They lost control of their households.
Under no circumstances should you ever become a stepfather. Don't let them shame you because you got preferences. Never, ever go and be a step-baby daddy and take on a family that's not yours. That's not in your best interest. And that's not what the Bible says.
Shouldn't you be able to keep that impregnated you? You telling me that even that don't even want to be bothered with you? He'd rather pay child support and leave than sit there and be up under your thumb. And we supposed to take you seriously.
There you have it. Just a piece.
Now,
Just a piece.
Now, Yada, you had quite the reaction
comedy,
on that
man.
one.
That is comedy.
And don't even worry, because we're gonna get into these conversations in just a few. Okay. For those of you who want to understand here, by the way, what's going down, we bringing these two men of opposite views to the table here, again, to have the most important conversations that's prevalent right now on the internet with these two men. So I'm very excited to have this here happen.
Right.
They're both husbands. Okay, just clear. They are both fathers, and they're both leaders of their own communities.
Let me drop the rules on this real quick, guys.
Let's do it.
Don't forget, we are live every Monday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. Tashawn and I, now this is the thing. This upcoming Wednesday and next Monday, actually, guys, there's no show. So we're taking a couple of days off, and we are returning next Wednesday. We got Tiffany Montgomery, who's returning. I think it's like her third or fourth time coming back to the platform. And she is bringing the legendary Bev Tucker with us, guys. So we literally slaying demons next Wednesday. So y'all definitely want to be present for that show.
It's going to be fun.
But let's go back to what we're doing tonight, guys. We got 4 rounds, okay? 4 rounds, and keep in mind, neither Yada or Anton have been informed of any of the topics for tonight's debate. Okay, wanted to make sure we did that. After each round, of course, we'll get the audience feedback through polls and super chats. So please make sure you send up your super chats. Any super chat over $10 will be read live on air. So shout out to NDBA and the Bag Chasers. And guys, toward the end of the debate, we're actually going to open up the phone line. So in just a minute, I'm going to go ahead and put that link in the description as well as in the chat, because we already know the phone lines are going to be popping. So go ahead and get it in, or get in line, so we can bring you up toward the end of the debate, so we can make sure we hear from you live on air, and you actually get to join all 4 of us live tonight on set.
Oh, this is going to be longer than 2 hours.
Oh,
okay.
There you have it.
Okay, it's
so
about to go crazy.
Hey, go ahead and throw your popcorn in the microwave right now, because Anton said it's going to be longer than 2 hours. You might want to go ahead and get you some Harley and Love cards as well, because that here is in the description, and that is the sponsor of tonight's show.
And keep in mind,
the Harley and Love
cards, guys. Tashawn, myself, and Delano created these custom 100 card prompt, guys, to make sure you take your date nights, family nights, game nights to the next level, because you don't want to deal with those dusty bums, and you only want to deal with the Bag Chasers, guys. So make sure you absolutely invest. The link is in the description, and I'm gonna go ahead and do a promo code for tonight. We'll go ahead and do a promo code.
Let's do that.
Let's do debate. Type debate in. You're gonna get 20% off your entire order, guys.
Wow.
Harley and Love dating cards just for you.
There you have it. So let's actually move straight into it. I want to move into the first topic of discussion for tonight, okay? Because this is one of the most polarizing conversations online, one of the biggest talking points that you Yada have, and I've heard you dive into this conversation many times before as well, Anton. Let's talk about it. Should men be expected to cover 100% of the bills? This is a major stressor to a lot of brothers out here. A lot of brothers out here split between this. A lot of brothers say that's absolutely insane to cover 100% of the bills. And a lot of other, the ladies are saying that this is a must. I must get a brother to cover 100% of the bills. So let's bring some clarity to this, Yada. I'm gonna have you open up the conversation here. Should men be expected to cover 100% of the bills?
First, I want to say all praise is due to the Most High, and I want to pray real quick if you don't mind.
Let's go.
In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful, strengthen me and guide me, allow God to speak through me. Allow it to electrify the room and remove all dusty demons from the table. All praises due. Amen and Amen.
So when you getting up there?
All praises due to God.
When you leave?
Off the chain.
Now, what's the question, brother?
Right.
What's the question?
So the question is,
When he leave?
What's the question?
should men be expected to cover 100% of the bills?
I believe if men are claiming to be providers, and we know that means to take care of whoever's under you, that he should provide 100%. While we're doing this, this gives the woman time and space, not just to be great for the man, but also great for the children. And I want to use myself for example. I provide 100% for my woman. My son, he's only 5 years old, and he was tested 2 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. 2 days ago, he's only in kindergarten, but he tested at a 4th grade level. Why is that? Because I handle my responsibility, providing, and providing isn't just financial. Any man off the street can walk to a woman and give her money. Providing is elevating a woman mentally, elevating a woman spiritually, emotionally. This is what it means to provide for a woman. Not just, here's some money, run off with it. No. Let me elevate you. Let me bring you closer to your God. Let me set standards in your life. If your father gave you to me, you are my responsibility from the bottom of your feet to the top of your head. I'm going to love everything about you 100%. And if I can't do that, I'm not a man. I'm a male. And that's a difference.
That's your one
Man,
track.
talk to me, brother.
No.
Talk to me, brother.
Nope.
Talk to me,
that's
brother.
not what we're going to do today.
Talk to me, brother.
So this is what we're going to do.
Talk to
right?
me, brother.
Because he's like Kamala Harris right now.
Talk to me, brother.
And I've heard all of these talking points.
Talk to
and
me.
I don't even study him. Because he says the same thing over and over again.
Talk to me.
You got to control yourself.
Talk to
because
me,
that's
brother.
not manly.
Talk to me, brother.
You got to control yourself.
Brother, talk to me, brother.
So you see how I was quiet
Talk to
when
me.
you were speaking?
No, you cut me
No,
off, but go ahead, brother.
I didn't say anything.
You got it, brother. There you go.
I was quiet when you were speaking.
Go ahead, brother.
And so now we're going to add nuance. Now we're going to add context. So first thing we have to do is we have to ask ourselves the question, what does it mean to be a man? Because being manly has nothing to do with a woman. It has nothing to do with pandering. It has nothing to do with just providing. Being a man means being purposeful. That's what being a man is. That means that whatever it is that I seek from God, because my purpose is not a woman. A woman is a helpmeet. So when he panders to you guys, and ladies, remember, I don't know what he's selling. I don't know what product that he has, but my goal is to get you married. My goal is to have you married based off of what God says is sanctified, right? I don't want y'all divorced. I don't want you unequally yoked. I don't want you to be a single baby mama. I don't want you shooting your shot in the dark thinking that this guy is giving you insight when he's just giving you talking points with no real substance behind it. And here's the context. At what age do you want to be married? Do you put yourself in a position to find the person that's best for you? Has your father given you away? Does your parents actually see value in the person that is looking to marry you? And when you start to ask yourself these questions, and I don't speak to just rich people because we both have money, we both have resources. So let's remove that from the table. I speak to the majority, not the minority. And when you are 20, 21, 22 years old, especially if you are a person that's looking to become a man, you are supposed to fail in controlled environments, meaning that your father is not even supposed to give you everything. He's supposed to give you what you need in order to be successful. My father was able to buy me a car, but he told me that I had to earn it and work for it because I valued it more, which then extended to every single thing that I touch, including the woman. See, my wife is here. My wife travels with me. She knows me. She understands me, right? And so at 20, 21, 22 years old, you supposed to be broke. Unless you're doing something that you ain't supposed to do in order to get it. You supposed to be building. You supposed to be understanding each other. It's a storming, a norming, a forming situation. And in no circumstance do you ever come into it fully understanding who the person is, regardless of whether you're a man or a woman. And so when we start to look at what God has ordained to be great, the purpose of a man, it's not just to give spirituality and leadership, and it's to understand. The first thing that the word says, in everything that you do, you get understanding. And everything you do, you get understanding. I don't even know her. I don't even know you. Everybody is out here dating, everybody running around, everybody doing everything. They're giving themselves to each other. We think that money or resources or what you can do or what you can offer a person is supposed to make up for all of the insecurities and the problems and the issues that you have in your childhood. What have you solved for? right? Do you have problems in your childhood? Do you even have a father? Do you know what it means to be a man? It's a lot of women that's raising men to be feminine because they're in single parent households, right? How does that look? What does it look like when you get into a situation with a woman that has a child out of wedlock already, and then she still has to deal with the father? How do you deal with that? See, these are the questions that he can't answer for you, because the only thing he talks about is pandering. I'm talking about context. I'm talking about substance. I'm talking about spirituality. I'm talking about praying together. I'm talking about building. You're supposed to get married when you're young because it prevents you from sinning and finding yourself with all of these bodies and these soul ties that ultimately carry with you for the rest of your life. And then you start to see every single man, and you can't take it out of your memory with the person that you wind up being with. Most women have skipped over the man that they're supposed to be with because they didn't have the guidance, because they didn't have the spirituality. They don't know the word of God. And so it's easy to just say, oh yeah, just provide 100%. What happens when life happens and you 22, 23, 24 years old and you get married? The economy messed everybody up. Everybody that thought that they had it, guess what? You got a plan, and then God has a plan. What happened to the character? Why you don't talk about character?
Hold on, and Anton,
Why he don't talk about character? Because what I teach my daughter, I'm a reflection of the man that I would want my daughter to marry. I don't tell my daughter to go and look for a guy to provide for her. I tell my daughter to go and look for a guy that's believing in God, that has good character, that actually worships and looks for and focuses on his purpose, because everything else falls in line. The money is going to come. We so busy chasing money. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and everything else will be added unto you. You don't have to chase money. You don't have to look to women to provide for them, because if you're naturally that, if you're raised up in the admonition of your father, which is what God has ordained for you to do, you don't have to worry about that. That's naturally in you. And so, yes, absolutely, she should be purposeful. And her purpose at that time could be raising the children, depending on if y'all got children. Her purpose at that time could be out there and bringing in resources, because she's learning a new skill that can then translate into the company that y'all build together. It's a lot of nuance and a lot of context. But I hate it when people pander to women because they leading y'all astray. And it sounds like I'm a harsh father. It sounds like it's a difficult situation. It sounds like you're just supposed to be given everything. But if that's the case, then why are we as a society, why are we as a people, as black people in particular, so far behind, and we further behind than we ever been, even though we the freest and we have the opportunity to choose for ourselves? This isn't God. Ain't none of this what he talking about God right now. And I ain't even studied him. I ain't even getting started. I'm gonna let you cook. Go ahead, do your thing.
Wait, but I want clarity before we move on.
Go ahead, let's get
because when we
let's
talk
get
about
it.
should men pay 100% of the bills, I'm assuming that means based on the context that you just gave.
It's based
that
off
men,
of your circumstance and situation. Everyone is different, and nobody is a monolith.
My brother.
Nobody is
My
a monolith.
Okay,
I
let's go, Yada.
love how he put so much passion into his words. But when God created man, God gave man a purpose. And what was the purpose? What was the purpose? He placed that man in a garden. What's this? That's a tree. What's this? Those are clouds. What's that? That's a sky. What's that? That's a bear.
That's not what happened.
Listen to me.
You don't even know the
man,
word of
listen
God.
to me.
You don't even know the word of God,
Listen
but
to
I'ma
me,
let you
brother.
cook.
Listen to me. And when God seen that he was fit to represent himself as a man, he put him to rest. And from that rib, he took Eve. Now, this is a fact. Now we have to understand, what does it mean when you create a woman from the rib? What is a rib? A rib protects the internal organs, the heart and the rib. If the rib is mishandled, it fractures, it breaks. And what does that do to the man? It leaves him vulnerable. It leaves him hurt. But if a man handles this rib, protects this rib, uplifts this rib, guides this rib, loves this rib, this woman is able to become something greater than what she was created, which uplifts the man himself. So God gave a man responsibility before he gave him a woman. He didn't say, here's Adam and here's Eve. He says, here's Adam and here's a responsibility. And then when God was seeing that he was fit to be considered a man and a head, which God is the head of man and man is the head of woman, he then gave God Eve. And then what happened, brother? And then what happened?
You tell me. Because I'm gonna add the context. I want you to
No,
finish.
we can go in deep. If you want
I want
chapters,
you to
whatever, we can
finish.
do this. But I need every young man listening to me that was raised in a home without a father. Young girls that was raised in homes without fathers. Your mother is divine greatness. Your mother is beautiful. I don't care what no man says about you, your mother, or where you can go. Strive to elevate. Strive to become the best version you are before you get into a relationship, so you don't have to drag a woman through the same things your fathers did to your mothers. Love yourself enough to provide for yourself. So when you get into a relationship with a woman, you don't have to abandon her or drag her through your turmoils. All praises is completely due to the Most High. Go ahead, my brother.
You know what's so funny about that story? The part that he left out
What's that?
is that she hearkened to the voice of the serpent. And the man wasn't there to protect her. God was. They had everything. They didn't even know that they was naked. He made her because he said that it wasn't good for man to be alone. And he didn't point to figure it out. He let him name every single thing that was in the garden. And the context matters. And this is what happens when you know your word. And the interesting part about it is the devil know parts of the Bible too.
Oh, man.
The devil know parts of the Bible too. So the serpent itself was able to beguile Eve because he understood what God told them not to do, to not to eat from that tree, not to eat that fruit. And although she had all of the covering that she could ever want and need, there is no greater provider than God himself. And you know what she did? She was disobedient. She still ate, and not only did she eat, she went and she gave it to her husband too, which then got them kicked out, and then they had to put cherubims around the tree of life so that they wouldn't eat it and become gods themselves. That's scripture. And then their children was raised up to then kill one another because one of them was jealous of the other. And then the children then became generational curses as a result of what the beguilement was from the wife, from Eve.
Brother.
No.
Okay.
That's what happened.
Okay.
That's literally what happened. So my point is that context matters. It's not just looking at it on the surface.
Definitely.
It's deep diving into the understanding. You need to get a concordance. You should get a concordance because I don't know what book you read. I don't know what version you understand, but you got to get a concordance to understand what words mean. And you need to understand exactly what God instructed Adam to do because he wasn't disobedient. He was punished for the thing that you tell women to do and you tell men to do. You said, people sent me a video of you saying a man should give 100% of his check to his wife. God punished Adam because he hearkened to the voice of his woman and he wasn't the leader that you saying with both tongues, because it's speaking from both tongues, that you said that men should do. It's the opposite of what God instructed man to do.
That's, what he just said is so beautiful. Genesis chapter 3, verse 1 through 6. Adam was right next to Eve when the serpent gave her the fruit to eat. He was right next to her. Genesis, anybody, Genesis.
This guy's crazy.
Chapter 1, listen to me. Genesis chapter 3, verse 1 through 6. Can somebody read that for me?
What version?
I'm gonna pull that up. I'm gonna pull that up. Genesis.
What version?
Let's go King James just to keep
do
it.
this.
I like it.
Let's keep it
I
King
like
James
it.
just to keep
I
it
do
standard.
this.
And Lano,
Where
can
going?
we pull
No,
that
I do
up? Can we
this.
pull that up, Lano? Is that possible?
I do
Chapter
this.
we're
We're no longer allowing men
Go
to
ahead and pull
walk
it
us
up.
around
Genesis 1 through
circles
6.
and sound like they know what they're talking about.
Oh no, you know
Genesis,
what's up. You know
chapter
what's up.
3, verse 1 through 6. Can somebody
and make
please
sure-
read?
and-
Listen, we're gonna pull that up. And listen,
Okay,
shout out
good.
to the chat. We're gonna pull that up. Genesis chapter 1 through 6. We got 3,300 people in the chat. That's between initiates, NDBA, and the bag chasers all going crazy tonight. And I dropped the poll, guys. We already got 1,200 people chimed in on that poll. Who will win tonight's debate is already getting heated. Should men pay 100% of the bills? And it's funny because it's 52% to 48%. So pretty much it's 50-50.
Here we go.
After you read this, I'm gonna break down the generational curse. This brother didn't know what he was talking about. But
Okay,
let's do
okay.
this.
Let's send that link to Lano. Send that link to Lano.
praise
Tell him
is
to
due
pull
to
that
the
up.
Most High.
Let's go
praise
ahead
is
and
due to
Yo,
the
my-
Most High.
I'm gonna
my
go ahead
mic's
and read
still
this
good?
joint. Your mic is
Okay,
good. Can you? Okay.
Make sure y'all get y'all hardly initiated cards. Too. All right. My mic it seems like it's going in and out.
It's
Come
going
on,
in and out.
praises
And
be
your
to the
headphones-
Most
It's probably
High.
your headphones, but your
All
mic is
praises
good.
be
Your
to
mic
My
is
mic,
good.
as long as my mic is good.
Your
I'm
mic
good.
is
All
Gucci.
praises be
So
to
check
the
this
Most
out.
High.
I'm gonna go ahead and start reading this. Lano, go ahead. You gonna get that set to Lano to pull
I'm
it
trying
out.
to get it to Lano. Yeah.
Now Genesis chapter 3. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. 2. And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall y'all touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die. For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil.
That's correct.
And when the woman saw that the tree was good for
Yep.
food,
Yep.
and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat.
With her.
That does
read
not
that again.
know. That's not what it means.
Read that
That's
again,
not what it
please.
means.
Hold on,
Read that again,
wait,
please.
That's
Read it
not
again.
what it
Read it
means.
again.
Let me read it one more time. Let me read this one more
That's
time.
not what it means, and you
This-
know better.
Now you want to
is-
change
You
the
know
word.
better. No,
Pull
it's
it up,
not
Lano.
changing
Pull
the
it up
word.
so
Hold on, wait,
You
wait,
know
wait.
that's not what it
Guys,
means.
hold on, wait, one second. This is actually chapter 3. I'm reading verse 6 again. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her.
With her.
But no, but see,
With her.
here's the key.
Did
No, here's the key.
Now he want to change the word of God.
Nope, don't overtalk me. She talked to the serpent
Scroll up,
by
Lano.
herself. She ate from the tree by herself, and then she took with her and then dined with her husband.
That's not what it says.
Listen. That is what happened in the word.
man.
He wants to, and here's the beautiful part about this, is that he's so stuck on pandering.
Oh man.
He's so stuck. And here's the beautiful part about this is that regardless of what man that you have, regardless of your covering, he's going to suffer no matter what. He has to pay the price. Men today understand that regardless of whether or not my mic is going in and out, or is it just my headphones?
Just your headphones. Just your headphones.
Regardless of whether or not we get you impregnated or not, we still have to be responsible for that. We go to jail regardless of if we want to take care of that kid or not. If we decide that we don't want to pay child support, even if it's not your child, a woman can put your name on the birth certificate and you will be imprisoned as a result of it. That is just the facts. It's men every single day that go to jail for things that they didn't do. They get accused of things that they didn't do every single day. Meaning that men by default, even back in the word of God, is held accountable for the things that their wife do. But it doesn't absolve the woman from being responsible for her own decisions. It does not absolve her at all. And that's the part of the context that we're missing. We always want to put it on the men. And justifiably so, because men have to be responsible, and you've never seen how great a society is without men being great themselves. But we don't live in that time.
Oh, praises. Now,
We don't
I want
live
to
in that
finish what I
time.
was saying about
But I'm gonna let him.
Genesis.
I'm gonna let him finish.
Thank you so much,
Let's go
brother.
ahead and get it. Let's go ahead.
Thank you
go
so
ahead,
much.
Yada.
Thank you so much. From Genesis, chapter 3, verse 1 through 6.
He just read it.
Listen to me, please, man. I speak. That's
You're
feminine,
right. I'm
brother.
sorry.
I
You're right.
appreciate you so much. Genesis, chapter 3. You read
1
it.
through 6.
Yes,
1
sir.
through 6,
that
right?
was 1 through
Yep.
6. Yes, sir.
Did it say that Eve walked down the street?
No.
Did it say she ran around the corner? She said she gave it to her husband that was right next to her, meaning
It didn't say right
brother,
next to her.
brother that was
you
with her.
pervert
Brother,
the word
brother,
of God.
Can we read it one more time? It's on the screen.
He didn't say
Can
he
we
was right
place
next
it
to her.
again?
And
Can we
gave-
place?
He said
hold on.
that she
Anton,
talked to
hold
the
on for 1
serpent
minute,
by
brother.
herself.
1 minute,
he
brother.
was not there.
Brother, 1 minute, brother,
So check
please.
it out. I got it. It says, and gave also. She took.
Also.
She took.
Also.
of the
Brother,
fruit-
brother.
She
Thank
took
you.
of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also
Thank
unto
you.
her husband with her.
So you're going to ignore
And
also?
With her.
he did
You're going to
eat.
ignore also?
Can you read it again? Because some I don't know if
I didn't
what
see
he learned
anywhere.
English from.
I didn't see anywhere in that
Where'd you
scripture
learn your English?
where it said that
Okay,
Adam was
let me
there
finish,
while
brother.
she was
Let-
having
let-
a
let me finish.
conversation.
I understand
and when she
you don't
picked-
like to be
and when
proven
she
wrong. I
picked the
got
fruit
you.
off
Oh,
of the
we gotta
tree.
have, we gotta have one
I didn't
mic.
see that.
We
Yeah.
gotta have one mic, guys, just so because we
I'ma
gotta
finish. Thank you
we,
so
We
much.
gotta
So
get
let's get
context
it.
on
So
this.
Genesis 1 through 6.
Right. First, I want to say, Antoine, I love you. And I'm glad that you came here to speak with me today. We don't have to get emotional, over talk, yell. It's not about proving points. Bro, we going to show facts. That's it. You said talking points, right? You said we couldn't go into context. Now, as we see, when a man leaves a woman unprotected, she doesn't just get hurt. Her family beneath her gets hurt. Now we're going to step into what the brother was talking about, generational curses. The generational curse fell on the sons. You okay, brother? I thought you were having a
listening.
seizure. Your neck was moving a little bit. You okay?
I'm listening.
Just making sure you're okay.
Because you're doing the common
Bro, no, brother,
But go
please,
ahead.
please, brother. Thank you so much. I love you, brother, really. When Adam and Eve, Adam is the head over woman. God is the head over man. When Adam ate, God came to him, and I'll give you a check if you want to, because I know I like to go back, and this is what I do. He ate of the fruit. Like the brother said, he was naked. God came to him and said, why are you hiding? He said, I'm naked. He said, who told you you're naked? Yes or no? You agree with that part? Thank you so much for agreeing. He then asked him, who told you you were naked? He said, the woman that you gave me the fruit, and I ate. He took no responsibility over that woman. Now this turns into a generational curse, which goes down to Cain and Abel. When a man leaves a woman unprotected, we're going to see death in high numbers as we do right now. Detroit, Chicago, New York, they're even rapping about it, calling it drill music. But if men, young men, had fathers in their lives that could elevate them, love their mothers, appreciate their mothers, guide their mothers, because when a man loves a woman, the children will be protected. But when a woman has to pick up the slack of a man and become a man, more masculine in her approach with her sons, the boy turns into something other than himself. And now we're seeing murder at high numbers. We're still going through the sins of Adam not being a provider and a teacher, because a provider isn't just financial. Providing is emotionally, mentally, spiritually, intellectually. This is what a provider is. And when a man's unable to do that, we see what's going on. Young girls not knowing how to choose a man, and men speaking down to women. This is what's going on. This is the sin of Adam, not the sin of Eve. But you men believe that.
You know, Adam was punished not for eating the fruit, but to hearkening unto the voice of the woman. That's why he don't understand. See, he'll move the goalposts and start talking about drill music and all of this other nonsense. That's not true. Let me tell you something. God punished her. He punished her first. He punished the woman. He didn't punish the man because of the woman. He punished the man for hearkening unto the voice of the woman. And that's the context. How can you sit there and say, because she wasn't provided for and protected, when at that time, before sin was committed, God was the provider and the protector? So did she sin against her husband or did she sin against God?
Are you asking a question?
Yes, that's a question.
She sins in both.
Did she sin against her husband or did she sin against God?
Both.
Well, that would make you a hypocrite. That would make you contradictory because
How?
I'm gonna explain to you how.
Please.
Because you said that she wasn't provided and protected for. God had gave them everything that they could ever need. Their responsibility was to make sure that they listened to God and did what he's supposed to do. They only had one rule.
That's beautiful, brother.
There was only one rule, not to eat from that fruit. That's it.
That wasn't it.
That was the rule.
No, it wasn't.
That was the rule.
No, it wasn't.
And they sinned against God. They were punished as a result of it. Okay. So for you to say that she wasn't protected and provided for is a lie, because then that would mean that you convicting God.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, wait 1 second. I want to reset the room, by the way, because I know people just coming in.
I love it.
We got Anton and Yada in the building right now, and this all is inspired. This is the context behind the original question here of should men pay 100% of the bills.
I love it.
If you missed it already, you're going to have to go back to the beginning to get some further context. But the story of Genesis was brought up here as a way for us to go to be honest, I damn forgot why the hell we went here.
Well, it's about responsibility. That's what it's about.
It was
That's the conversation.
responsibility.
About responsibility.
But see, I think this is really important, because what we're trying to really nail down at this point is the concept of true providership.
Right.
And what does providership properly look like? Because I think 100% of the bills is really when we is related to the conversation of men being providers, and what does it look like for men to properly provide?
And essentially, when does a man qualify for a relationship?
And see, that's a really great question, because my man Yada said a man is always providing 100%, whereas Anton here says it depends on the relationship itself.
It depends on the circumstances. It depends on a lot of things. It's not just the relationship.
Okay, hold tight.
Okay.
So before you get into that question, I want to read some of these super chats. We told the initiates that we was going to read the super chats. Shout out to Raphael Williams, says Yada on that grift. He even brought his Goof Troop female posse to back him up. Y'all are trolls. Shout out to Kimberly Moore, says read 1 Timothy chapter 2 verse 13 through 14. And shout out to Joanne. She says, Yada, I want to ask you how to get any woman respect and submission.
Hold off on
and
all
I gotta
questions.
change these up, guys. Listen, y'all gotta spell check these super chats, because y'all gonna have me up here sounding crazy. And continue to make sure to send those. And I'm finna drop a poll right here, because the conversation is, should men pay 100% of the bills? So I'm getting ready to drop that poll to see what the initiates think. And I think Tyshawn, you wanted to follow up with a question real fast.
Absolutely. I think, Yada, we talked about this yesterday.
Over 4,000 people in the chat.
I think it's really important for us to give context to the brother who is on the come up, because I know a lot myself of brothers at different levels. I have a vast friend group here in Atlanta of brothers from a financial perspective, they've already made it, and other brothers who are absolutely ambitious. They're in masterminds, they're investing in themselves, but they have not really quite arrived at that place where they feel in this economy that they can really provide for the family at the level that they want, at the vision that they want. But they also may still have a lady that they love or that they're building with. Mm-hmm. Is it a good idea? Because I really want to give the men some game here. Should men take on a woman that they feel like they love and is an asset before he is capable and ready to 100% provide?
What do you mean by, let me ask just a little bit more context.
Yeah.
What do you mean by is an asset?
Well, he feels like she has the qualities of a good wife.
Because I believe that every woman can be an asset. But I'm wondering, in the context of your question, what do you mean by that?
As she has the qualities to become a wife and his long-term partner that he can build with.
So it's a woman that I'm assuming the woman that a gentleman is serious about.
Absolutely.
Should he take her on if he can't quite provide 100%?
Should he jump into this? Okay, I'm just going to summarize it, because I'm a C student. I'm slow. He's smarter than me. Should he get into a relationship with this woman even though he can't provide 100%? Is that
100%? Yes.
Okay. All right, I got you. Is that a question for me?
Actually, how about this? I think I want to actually hear from Yada on this one, because I'm not sure who's
because I think we're trying to clarify: is it should that be the goal to pay 100%, or should that be the standard even prior to getting into a relationship?
Okay. You're saying should it be the goal or the standard? What do you mean? Break it down a little bit.
So you change.
Break it down a little bit for me.
So go ahead, Ty. Because I want to make sure we ask the same question.
Because I don't want to change the question. I want to make sure we're clear on the question. The question is simply, if we have a brother who is not ready to 100% provide at this point in his life and time, should he seriously be looking to pursue, marry, and build with a woman?
No.
Can I ask one more question?
Yes.
Or let me just add one more piece of context.
Okay.
Does it matter how old he is? How old is this guy that's asking this question? Because if you're 40, I think it's a completely different conversation.
Okay.
Than if you're 20.
Well,
then
let's
how
say
about this?
between
Give
30
me,
and 40.
Give me the context on the different age groups. You can wrap that all into your answer when you contextualize your response.
Let them go.
I
Go
believe
ahead.
that, again, I think that if you're 20, marriage it's a multi-purpose construct, right? It's not just for love. I look at marriage as a business also. As a matter of fact, I also look at marriage as a business first. It doesn't mean that it absolves you from love, but I absolutely look at it as a business. On top of that, it's also supposed to prevent you from sinning, right? One of the things that I advocate against is people doing married people things without, and again, you got to come from the perspective that I look at this through the lens of a Christian, right? So I'm saying that a lot of times people want to jump head first into sex out of wedlock, children out of wedlock, so on and so forth. And I believe that that absolves you from that. And it also gives you a greater purpose and responsibility because you now have to shepherd over somebody other than yourself. And generally, especially men, most men, you're supposed to care more about the people around you. And that's why even when you're trying to solve for something or even when you're trying to be successful, they tell you to think about somebody other than yourself because sometimes if you do it just for you, you won't care. But if you're doing it for your daughter, if you're doing it for your son, if you're doing it for people that's outside of you, even your mother or your father, when you add people into that equation, a lot of times you'll be a lot more purposeful and you'll be a lot more dedicated, consistent, and so on and so forth. So if you're solving for sin, if you're solving for also wanting to be successful, but understanding that it's an exchange for strengths for weaknesses, because it's not just one way, right? Women do add value into the conversation, and you're 20, 21, 22, 23 years old, you're supposed to be broke. Relatively, I mean, compared to what me and him have, you're supposed to be broke. You're not going to be making $200, $300, $400, $1 million, $2 million a year. That's just a fact, unless you're doing something that you're not supposed to do. So at that age, I absolutely advocate for people to get married. And I also believe that it's best for people that have less resources to get married because it's a quicker way to build wealth. The goal ultimately should always be to where you can release her from doing the things that normal women would do that are single as far as having to provide and protect for themselves. But at the same time, I also think that there's nuance in that because if you're in a relationship with somebody that's early in there and you got it from scratch, I think that she has equity in what you do. If you're a 40, 50-year-old man, I think you need to probably get yourself together before you decide that you want to bring a woman into your space and you can't provide. And that's the context. I think that when you're older, if you've been playing video games and you've been doing the same thing over and over again and you don't have the results, you need to go and study your word. You need to get in your Bible. You need to dedicate yourself. You need to get a coach. You need to figure out what life is like. So at that point, I don't think that you should be in a relationship. So
context, just so I understand, a man between his 20s and I guess between 20 and 30, it's fine for him to not be able to provide 100%.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
He's building with his lady. As 100%. A man gets
40. And here's the rest of the context, though, because I think that in society, and we live in this social media culture, that everybody thinks that you're supposed to live in a mansion. Everybody thinks that you're supposed to have a high-rise condo. Right? You could provide 100%, especially if you have children, but are you willing to lower your lifestyle in order to build successfully and then add value into the assets that will ultimately make you rich in the future? Right? So it's so much nuance. There's so much context to this. And it depends on where you at in your life. It depends on what you study, and it depends on what your family structure is like. It depends on if you come from money and resources, right? All of those things matter. And I think that there is no one right answer. It depends on the circumstance, and everybody's circumstance is different.
There we have it. Okay, Yada, we're going to give you a chance to respond here.
I love the way he articulated himself. It's very beautiful. But being well-traveled, I've seen men provide 100% without having so much. And like the brother said, long as they're staying within their standards, I don't think a man should get into a relationship with a woman until he knows he's able to handle all responsibilities by himself, just in case that woman leaves him. Because if you're in a relationship with a woman and you're living with a woman and she's paying half and you're paying half and she leaves you, what are you gonna do? Lose everything you have, your car, your home? A man has to be able to provide for himself and another comfortably, before he entertains a woman. But not just speaking on the financial part, a man needs to make sure he's spiritually whole, mentally whole, emotionally whole. Because if he's coming from America and coming from certain backgrounds, majority of the time they're scarred. Even if they were raised in home with two parents, they're scarred and they're battling some form of childhood trauma. And men, we get so caught up in our ego and our pride, we tend to bleed on the person that's right next to us, forgetting this person's on our team. Now we're stressed out because we can't pay the bills like we should. She's fussing at us. Now what we do, we drinking more, we smoking more, we trying to run away from the truth. We're trying to run away from our children. Brothers, if you're listening to me and you didn't have the proper father in your life, please, I beg you, take care of yourself. Love yourself. Provide for yourself. Spend the first 5 years of your adulthood working on becoming the man that you need to be so you can get the woman you want and not the woman you settled for. Because a lot of men are getting into relationships with women they're settling for because they can't get the woman that they truly want. Now they're misusing this woman, abusing this woman. Children come, they leave this woman. Most men that leave women because they weren't properly good with them. They didn't love them. They couldn't connect to them on all levels. They got a woman that took them at the level which they were on, and the woman that they wanted, they're not going to look at them. So all I'm saying to my brothers, and I love what Anton, I don't disagree when he said family is business. No, man, I for sure, it's business. But brothers, please take care of yourself mentally, emotionally, financially. Make sure you're talking to counselors. Make sure you're dealing with childhood trauma, especially if you were raised in homes with abusive fathers, either verbally abusive, emotionally abusive, or physically abusive, or you didn't have a father whatsoever. Spend this time in your adulthood loving on yourself, protecting yourself, leading yourself, and guiding yourself. So when you do find a woman that you love, you don't break her. Women can't endure what we endure. They can't do it. And when a man is building on the come up, we pour so much hurt onto our women because men get stressed out. When we trying to build, we get stressed out. To get to where me and Antoine's at, we put a lot of work in, and it came with a lot of pain. It wasn't peaches and creams and kumbayas. It's, I got to figure this out. What's going on? And sometimes the woman right next to us gets this attitude, gets this aggression, not because we don't love them, but they're right next to us. So we're bleeding on them without meaning to, and we're blessed to have women, because I believe your wife was with you on your come up, right?
Absolutely. I've known her since high school.
They were able to endure the men till we got to this level, because I wasn't this man 10, 20 years ago, but I had to go through so much to become this man, from trial and error. And I'm just blessed to have a woman that was able to endure it. A lot of women don't have the endurance for that. And a man should never bleed on his woman if he says he loves her. Brothers, please heal yourselves first, and then get into a relationship with a woman.
There you have. So we got, man, Anton, you was right, because this not about to be 2 hours.
It's about to be a full.
I got a question.
Okay, we're gonna get this question going, and then we're gonna get to the next round.
Couple different questions. Number one, I wonder why he didn't say men that also have abusive mothers, because he said abusive fathers. He didn't say abusive mothers also, right? Because again, he never holds women accountable for the decisions that they make. That's number one. And number two, and I don't want to make this personal, right, but my question is, how many women have you bled on prior to actually finding yourself?
How many women have I bled on?
Yeah, according to the context that you said. You said a lot of times.
From the age I started talking to women, 16, 15, I bled. Trial and error. Like God really took me on a journey of learning myself, figuring out how to love myself, express, build financial wealth with nobody to guide me. I built financial wealth. I'm the first multi-millionaire in my family, and I'm the first to take care of my whole family by myself. Every member of my family I provide for. So, brother, yes, coming from where I come from, majority of the people in my neighborhood were either raised by their mothers their grandmothers, their aunties. So when the brother is speaking, and I know he said he was raised in a household with his mother and his father, man, I salute that.
Oh, so you have studied?
No.
Because I didn't say that today.
No, we last had an interview when you came on the what was that?
The virtual.
You mentioned that. I just don't forget. I love you, brother.
No, that's dope. I'm glad that you paid attention to what I was saying.
That was beautiful because I was like, wow, that's amazing to see a black man say he had his mother and his father. But coming from where I come from, that's not the norm. So the men he's speaking to and the men I'm speaking to the majority. You're speaking to men that's coming out of households with fathers and mothers. I'm speaking to men that literally had to teach themselves how to be men, how to urinate. Shake it once, shake it 3 times, you're playing with it. There's no man guiding a man and telling a man to do that. So I'm telling the brothers that's coming from where I'm coming from, brothers, heal. Your father, he might have been going through some things. You don't know. Heal. If your mother was abusive, because it happens. It does happen. Heal. That's the topic, brother. Heal. Heal yourself before you entertain a woman, or you will bleed on everybody. Because it's hard when you finally meet a woman that loves you and you're just gushing out blood, past relationships, mommy issues, daddy issues, sibling issues. So I just want to tell the young brothers again and the older men, heal. Put the pride, put the ego down and heal. Regardless if it's mommy issues or daddy issues, mommy issues, or both. We have to heal as men so we can become the fathers that we never seen or had. Regardless if we had fathers in our lives, we should become better versions of them. And if we didn't have fathers in our lives, we should strive to do for our children what no man has done for us. And again, I give all praises due to the Most High.
There you have it.
Man.
Anton, can we go to round two?
No, because we're not just gonna skip. We're not gonna skip past certain things.
Okay.
What we got?
He says he's speaking to a certain demographic of men. I'm speaking to people. I think that women and men need to heal because there's no Captain Save 'em that's gonna come into your life and fix the things that you didn't fix yourself. And that's the difference between us. Fundamentally, on a lot of the things that we do agree on. Right? We do agree on a lot of things. The problem between him and I is that he doesn't speak to people. I believe that because he understands his audience, he understands his demographic. I think that he slants his words towards always speaking negatively towards men and don't hold women accountable, which is one of the reasons why he purposely left out the abusive mothers also. Because we can solve for 99.9% of all men in society today. And guess what? Because of how we are biologically made, 1% of men can populate 90% of all women. So even if all men got themselves together, men could still, certain demographic of men, because it's a false narrative to say and hold, if he's speaking to the majority of men, like he said that he was, it's a false narrative to say that the majority of men are out here doing things that they're not supposed to do, holding themselves accountable, and getting women pregnant out of wedlock. There's a small minority of men that's populating the majority of these women that's getting them pregnant out of wedlock. And so if you're going to speak to something, then you have to solve for the majority, not the minority. Women are out here choosing for themselves because they have the availability to do so. They having a slut walk. I seen you say on Angela Yee's podcast, you told a woman that said that she was ready to slut it out because she had been abstinent for 2 years and she was ready to have 3 different guys at the same time, and you encouraged her. You said, go ahead, date them all. Date them all.
Yes, I did.
And so that absolves us. When you look at the pool of women that's available to a great man that then dedicated himself, let's say he preserved himself. Let's say he did what he was supposed to do. I'm not going to, in my right mind, tell this guy to go and marry a single baby mama.
And I'm not saying that.
Hold on, say that again. No, I didn't hear you. Just say it again,
We
please.
have that conversation coming
Okay,
up. So
all right, we gonna get there.
on that
Yeah,
conversation.
But the point is that.
But this was accurate
The
though, y'all.
point, the
don't-
point
Andrew.
is that if you're gonna speak to the majority, speak to the majority of the population, not just the majority of men that you think fit under your narrative, because they don't.
The reason why I speak to men, and this has to be highly important. I need my beautiful brother to hear this, and all the other men hearing this. If we claim to be leaders, I'm going to speak to the man that's claiming he's the head. I'm not going to the woman if you're saying you're the leader or you're the head of the household. I'm saying, brother, if you want to move a certain way, do this. If your woman is upset, look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself why. If you're the leader, we can't make excuses. I can't go to my woman and be like, oh, you're responsible for this, that, and the third. No, what's wrong with my own leadership? Am I doing something wrong? Am I misguiding something? Am I bleeding on something? Am I taking something for granted? As a man, if we're saying that we are leaders, we have to lead at all times and not just when things are good, even when things are bad.
Speak to the context of what I just said, though.
What are you talking about, brother?
About solving for the problems in the culture. It's not just one way. See, and this is what I'm saying, that when we get to a certain point, people start to expose themselves the longer that they talk, because they only have a one-track mind. They only can speak to one demographic, because that's not the minority. It's easy to pander, but it's much more difficult to solve for a problem. If I identify the problem as the majority of women are having sex with a minority of the men and getting pregnant out of wedlock, why are we not speaking to that? Why can't we solve for that? He's speaking about something of a man that's already in a position, or a man that's already, in a sense, solved for the problems that he had in his childhood. That's not entirely
That's not who I'm speaking to, brother.
Hold on. That's not entirely what we're talking about. I'm talking about getting people to the starting point.
Right.
That's almost like being in debt and telling somebody how to become a millionaire.
And we just did that.
We
men,
didn't.
men,
Because you
take
never
care
even,
of yourself before you get into a relationship. That's the beginning of everything.
The majority of your audience is women. Why are you speaking to men?
70% of my audience are men.
Lies. That is a lie, bro. The majority of the women that was in the chat before we even started this live stream was women that was saying whatever your slogan was,
brother,
those were women.
Because if you have women, listen to me, and I need this to be understood. If we're speaking on women and only men agree with me, I'm the wrong leader. If I'm speaking on women and the women agree, shouldn't the men listen to that?
No. Because we don't hearken to the voice of a woman. That's the whole reason why we get in this situation from Adam and Eve.
Brother,
No. You asked the question and I answered you.
Are women?
I don't listen to women.
Brother.
I listen to God.
Brother.
I take my guidance from God. I don't listen to women.
Brother.
It's straight from the top.
The man.
It's God over man,
Right,
man over
right,
woman,
right,
woman over
right,
child.
right.
I take into consideration what she says, but I don't hearken unto the voice of a woman.
Brother, like you just said, you have God, man, woman. God pours into man, man pours into woman. If I'm pouring into my woman the voice of God, God is going to speak through my woman. My woman is not beneath me. My woman is my equal. My woman is not beneath me. My woman is my equal.
What you got in that drink right
She's
there?
my other eyes, my other ears, my other brain, my other feet, my other hands. And brothers, those that want to gain wealth, love your women, put your women in position and trust them. If you're saying that's your woman.
Why you changing the subject?
No,
you
it's
always
the same
trying to,
topic,
you always
brother.
trying to move
It's
the
the
goalpost.
same topic, brother.
When
Guys,
you get
hold
trapped,
tight.
you do the same thing that Kamala Harris
we got a
did.
sound
You move the
for him.
goalpost.
Hold tight. I'm gonna close this poll real
Let's
quick.
cl-
We
let's
got
close out the polls real
5,200
quick.
people in the chat. Guys, I asked you the topic of discussion: should men pay 100% of the bills? 53% of the audience this is at 2,300 votes say
Wow.
yes. So it's still 50.
All
50.
praises.
And it's still 50-50 on this one. What
This
we
is
want
nuts.
to do here,
All
guys,
praises.
Anton, I said it earlier. Anton was right. This is not going to be a 2-hour show because that was
Facts.
just round one. I'm about to push us to round two, and we about an hour in right now. If you ready to get to round two, drop a round two in the chat right now if y'all want to get to it. In fact, I want to make sure I'm supporting all my brothers. We got the bag chasers in here.
Yeah.
we got
Bag chasers.
we got the Apple of Eve product in here. In fact,
NDBA
matter of
going
fact,
crazy too.
Let's shout out the products right here because we got two businessmen here on the platform.
I mean,
and
who's
I wanted
getting
to go.
vulnerable? So I want to shout out to Yada's Apple of Eve. It's an intercellular cleanse.
Yes.
And Yeah,
Dope,
I was
dope.
blown away by some of the work on here because you said, first off, you got over 1,000 5-star reviews, which is excellent. Shout out to you because you've grown tremendously since we first initially had you on the platform. But let me know if this is accurate. It has helped you to reverse kidney and liver failure, along with helping to reverse your mother's bone cancer.
Yes.
Incredible product.
Incredible. So go ahead and cop that. We're gonna have that.
Yeah, pull
here.
that up. Did you pull that up? Yeah.
We'll go ahead and put that in the description. Okay, we'll put that in the description.
And we got a special code for the initiates.
We got a code for it?
Yeah,
What's
we do.
the code?
For everybody. What guys, just click the link. Click the link in the bio.
There
The
you
code
go.
is literally listed in there.
Oh, praises.
All you got to
Get
do is click the link. And the code is HAIN1021. But guys, it's much easier. You just click the link. It'll take you directly to the page. Very easy.
Absolutely. And just so we can make sure the round twos are piling up in here, so everybody's ready for round two, I want to get to this conversation too. By the way, I pulled these questions from the culture. Anton, we got a post on the culture just like you. You was talking about it. This is a conversation that I hear all the time, especially from my brothers. The brothers, they want a woman to cooperate. The brothers, they want a woman who's submissive. A lot of brothers are complaining, saying that things have changed with the level of submissiveness from women. So the question is, have women become less submissive? Anton, we started with Yada last round. I want to start with you this time. Have women become less submissive, Anton?
Yeah, absolutely. 100% they become less submissive. And I like to answer questions directly, and then I want to add the context, right?
Okay.
Part of the reason why they become less submissive because they become less reliant on men for provision and protection, right? Some of that is society and that we've civilized the world so much to where we're no longer hunters and gatherers, right? We now have the technology to where people can live on their own and they can survive on their own because everything is automated, technology, so on and so forth, right? But the other part of it is that people have the ability to choose for themselves, right? Historically, women just became able to vote within the last 50 to 60 years, right? They just been able to get some of the jobs that they had within the last 50 to 60 years. The problem with that, though, is that historically, and you see it within our culture and our community, is that when people have the option to choose for themselves, often at times they choose wrong, right? So I'll give you an example. Men used to give their daughters over to husbands as virgins. You don't see that anymore. Often at times, most times, women had never known another man. But now they have the ability to do what they want with their body. Now, the other side of that, though, is there are some men that have absolutely ruined some women. And then you've seen women have to fend for themselves and have to pick up the pieces for themselves and have to find themselves in that because they didn't have the fathers or they didn't have the protection or they had an uncle that touched on them when they was younger. And those are some of the subjects that we don't broach as far as the core reasons as to why people are broken before they even reach adulthood. So before you even have the ability to choose for yourself, you already broken. You see what I'm saying? Or you have the child support system, or you have society that has leveraged the child support system in order to endear you to a specific party. And so they've incentivized you to depend on the federal government instead of leaning on your parents. Or we've promoted in the culture for you to leave the house at 18, right? That's not conducive for your lifestyle. That's never going to work for you. It's never going to be ideal for you to be out there as a woman at 18 and 19 years old by yourself. So is there some responsibility on the fathers and the parents and the culture itself for influencing and then ultimately pushing the women out there and men out there? Men are supposed to kind of be pushed out there, but they're supposed to fail in controlled environments. Is there some responsibility? Absolutely. But to answer your question again, to bring it back, are women less submissive? Absolutely, but that's the context behind it.
There you have
So
it.
it's not their fault entirely. It's not entirely their fault. You can never hang something, especially on a person that was raised to be a certain way. You can never 100% put something on somebody like that. That's not entirely their fault.
And Yada, what do you think about what Anton is saying?
I mean, he articulated very beautiful. Like, he articulated very, very beautiful. But what I would say, to me, and from what I see is, when a man is able to properly lead, properly provide, help this woman reach her best version, heal from past trauma and pain, she becomes submissive. I don't care what her background is. I don't care if her mommy was there, her daddy wasn't there. I don't care what's going on. When a woman steps into the presence of a man that walks with God's attributes, leading, guiding, protecting, this woman is going to naturally become submissive because in her nature to be submissive. But she's been put through this man, father not being there, mother not showing her how to be a woman. So when a woman is guided and loved and protected, and I need these words to be heard, when she feels stable, safe, and secure, she's going to dwell in her femininity, and this is where the submissiveness comes from. If a man has to demand a woman to be submissive, he must look in the mirror at himself. Are you able to lead her properly? Are you able to guide her properly? Are you verbally, mentally, physically abusive? Are you able to make love to her mind? Or are you just able to make love to her body? When a man stands on truth and his foundation is God, the woman becomes submissive. I believe, in my opinion, that women stop being submissive because men forgot how to properly lead. Not just lead, but properly lead on each and every level. And I don't care if it's, the brother mentioned welfare or anything external. If it's inside the house and family is business, we have to look at the man running the business. How does she feel? Does she feel heard? Does she feel accepted? Does she feel stable and loved and secure? And the answer is yes, you'll see it by the fruit she bear. But if the answer is no, you're going to see it by the fruit she bears. So all a man has to do is step into the characteristics of God. And this is when you'll see the greatest version of your woman, because you became the greatest version of yourself, and your woman is a reflection of you. I'm talking about your woman, not some random woman you met off the street.
So so just to be clear, does every woman have the ability to be submissive so every woman has this ability based upon how the man shows up?
I want to go to scriptures because I'm sitting in front of this beautiful brother. when I got on saying God's name, all praises. But when Jesus seen Mary Magdalene about to get stoned, he said, "Ye without sin cast the first stone." This woman was a known prostitute, but the presence of him, the attributes he held of God, made this woman change her whole life. And after he was resurrected after 3 days, who's the first person he appeared to? Mary Magdalene. So if the man is leading and guiding and walking with the attributes of God, a prostitute can change her life. And the Bible also says, Jesus, everything I do, you can do, as long as you believe.
He said, greater will you do. But
greater. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I appreciate
y'all
that.
brothers on the scripture, man. I'm proud of y'all.
Facts. So essentially, I'm actually shocked here because believe it or not, it's actually a lot of agreeing going on this question, but I understand with the brothers on the concept of submission.
I understand that. So let's swing it a little bit, and I want to start with Anton. Mm-hmm. Do you think that women's dating expectations are too high? Because the men are saying women want entirely too much during the dating phase.
I don't believe in dating.
I agree.
Really?
I don't agree.
I don't believe in dating
at all.
So how do you get to know a woman?
I think that you know your wife when you meet her.
Really?
Hold on. And this is why I say, he said, Yada, when you he just mentioned, you said a man should have 300,000. Like he said, man should go after a woman with purpose, not to date her, not to sleep with her, not to have children out of wedlock. That's my wife. I'm going to court you for however long, but this is going to end in marriage. And this is why I say a man should provide a woman's every need, because you're going after a woman with purpose. Excuse me, brother. I apologize.
No, I don't believe in dating.
So, and give me context on when you say a man knows his wife.
One thing that he said, one thing that he said, well, he didn't say it specifically, but he used several different examples. One thing that he said previously, when he just spoke, not just this time, but previous to that, is he was speaking about submission and how you can inherently, every woman has the ability to be submissive depending on the circumstances that she put in, especially when she's under a certain type of man. I do believe that every woman has the ability to be submissive.
On praises.
Okay.
But I also believe that you should be equally yoked. I'm not going to chase something that's not of me in order to try to convince them or show them that I have the ability to provide for them to where they can be submissive under me.
Well, give us some context as well to equally yoked, because I think that's thrown around.
A lot of guys run out there and they try to get the thing that's the finest. A lot of guys run out there and a lot of the foundation of their relationship is based off of sex. Like, they don't have anything to stand on once they start to have conversations about things that's much deeper than what's on the surface. And so at that point, you realize that you're unequally yoked, but you've already started to join in together as though you were married by doing things that married people do. And so that's the one thing that I think that is nuanced in a conversation, is that we're not talking about being equally yoked, right? A lot of times we say that guys are supposed to take on something that's not for them for the sake of saving a woman from herself. That's not his purpose. That may not even be his wife. But a lot of times we incentivize men to do so because we hearken unto the voices of women and what they want. That's not what we are supposed to do. When it comes to the whole idea of your wife, I believe that women often at times skip over the men that they were supposed to marry. And then they try to have a redemption arc. I believe that men often at times, they ignore the women that is supposed to be for them because they're too busy focused on these women that's for the streets, right? I believe that a lot of times your wife or the person that you're supposed to be with, and we talk about guys that's in the friend zone and stuff a lot of times, but you're supposed to marry your best friend. That's the person that has your best. That's the person that has your best interests at heart. That's the person that wants the best for you. That's the person that absolutely is going to be there through thick and thin. And all of the vows that you're going to take, they're already living it. They're a reflection of it. But so many times we're incentivized by the things that surround us, influenced by the things that surround us, especially when we have a young mind. And your mind is not even fully developed until you in your mid-20s. And so a lot of times we used to depend on our culture. We used to depend on our family to help us vet and see things that we couldn't see. But now we're choosing for ourselves. So I don't believe in dating. I believe that dating is just the gateway for you to find yourself in situations that you're not supposed to be in. And I believe that you know your wife very, very early. And a lot of times we skip over the person that we're supposed to be with.
So you know what? I get context now. This is why you brought up. So I think this is a difference here, because you actually stated when you went to Angela Yee, the young lady was stating, because a lot of women ask this question too. They're like, look, I want to date multiple men. You know, that's like a big thing. They want to date multiple men.
This is a sister saying she's already dated. I said, look, date them all until you find what's for you. I didn't say sleep with them all. I didn't say cook for them all. I didn't say do no wifely duties.
But you said you didn't believe in dating.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. This is a woman that asked me a question.
I know. I seen it.
Right. She said, I'm already dating 3 men. Date them all until you find what's good for you. So now, if you're already having sex, stop. I tell women all the time, you're being a wife to a man that doesn't even deserve that.
Right.
You're cooking for a man that doesn't deserve that. And this is when I say, is he at least paying your bills? Because that's what a husband does. People are taking my words and putting their own remixes on them.
I didn't say you said anything that you didn't say.
I'm talking to him, brother. It's
No.
It's okay, brother. I love you. Hey, bro, I love you, man.
No. You talking to him, but
so
you debating me.
A lot of people, Go ahead, Kamala.
Honestly,
talking to you now, I realize it's not even a debate. Because a lot of our basics are similar. A lot of the foundation of what me and him talk about is similar.
True.
It's just different angles from different perspectives. And I understand his opinion. I see it, and I respect it. Yeah, I think that might be my little brother right there. You never know.
That's cute.
See, that's my favorite line too. That's cute. That's my little brother. But all I'm saying when I said the woman should date multiple men, I'm not saying cook for them. I'm not saying sleep with them. I'm saying if you're already in this mix, find out what's good for you. You don't have no children as of yet. Go ahead, enjoy yourself, but make sure there's a limit onto what you do, because you're already in that field. I'm coming from her understanding. Go ahead. Now, if this is a young girl coming to me, hey, Yada, I'm thinking about such and such. Sister, stay focused. Keep your body to yourself. If you're still a virgin, hold it. If you've already lost your virginity, stop. If a man truly loves you, which the woman is the prize, if a man truly loves you, he's going to become a champion, and he's going to show you why he wants you in his life. So ladies, if a man is unable to provide your every need as a husband should do, he's not the one for you. And I'm going to say that, and I'm going to stand on that. I'm harder on the men, yes, because men are the leaders.
So let me close this poll out real quick.
No.
No, go ahead. Come on.
So should she date or should she not date?
The woman that I was speaking to, I came from her understanding. And I said, sister, you got 3 men, date them all until you find which one is for you. I didn't say sleep with them. I didn't say cook for them. Go to the movies, hang out, have the conversation with them. The one that's for you is going to overshadow everybody else.
She
So
said
break it down for me, Anton.
that she was looking to basically go through a whole phase because she had been abstinent for the last 2 years and she was coming out of her abstinence. That's what she said.
And what did I say?
Why you interrupting me now? See, you didn't want to talk to me. You wanted to talk to
Man, I
them.
love you, man. What's
And-
going on, man?
You didn't want to talk. No, hold on.
Can you
Wait.
look that up? Can you look that up so we can get the specifics on that? Can you look that up? Can you find that?
He didn't want to talk to me. He wanted to talk to y'all.
Check
and
TikTok.
And I told him to look me in the eye, and he kept looking at y'all. But now that I'm speaking to his soul, right? I'm talking to his soul.
The devil is devilish.
We get into the core of who he is, because you can't say one thing and then mean something else. Let me add the rest of the context of what he said. He then was telling them to charge money like prostitutes.
Play the clip, please.
He told them
Play
to
the
charge.
clip.
Find
He
that clip
told them to
ASAP,
charge $50,000.
The remix.
Nope.
The
Did you-
remix.
Did you say charge money?
The
Yes or no?
remix.
Yes or no? Did you say
The
charge?
remix.
Wait, it's a simple question. Yes or no? Did you say
That's a-
charge 50,000?
Charge them 50,000 for what, brother?
Did you say charge 50,000?
For what? You're going out. Add it together. You're breaking out
You can
bits and
add
pieces.
whatever. No,
bits
you
and
can
pieces.
add whatever context
So
that
what
you want.
what I teach, coming from my background.
I seen Kamala Harris do this on Fox News the other day.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. All my brothers have paid for their wives. It's our tradition. It's our culture. It's our religion. We all paid for our wives. I know that's unfamiliar to him, but it does not make it wrong. And any woman that believes that they shouldn't get paid for a man to show you that they're able to take care of you is foolish, especially in this day and age. And if women follow this, there'll be less women with children without men, because men would have to step up. Men love more what they have to invest in. Allow this man to invest into you.
Speak clearly.
Period.
He
I
getting
love
caught
it.
up on his words.
I
Listen,
love it.
Angela Yee then said, that's like prostitution.
What? Bro,
That's
what are you
almo-
talking? You're remixing it. She never said
Listen,
that.
listen.
Bro, play the clip, please.
Remix
Remix King.
We gotta
Remix
find that. I'm
King.
trying to find it right now.
It's a long. It's a long.
You got it?
Go
I
ahead.
love it.
Okay.
It's not a clip. It's an hour long.
It might be on my. It might be on my IG.
Here's the fact of the matter. We're not gonna divert away.
No,
from
you
it.
trying to remix me? You can't do that.
Listen, let me speak.
All praises.
Here's the fact of the matter is, first he agreed with me and said that I don't agree with that people should be dating.
Yes.
Then he admitted and he acted like he was just adding context to the woman that was saying that she was coming out of her whole phase.
Right. Did you
And wait.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hold it in. Hold it in, bro. Get that up out of you. Hold that in.
Ooh, sassiness.
Hold that in. But instead of telling her no, you should still be abstinent and not date, he then told her, date them all. She said, I want one on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's what she said, word for word.
Remix.
Monday, she said, I kind of want one for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
And when y'all go and replay this, because this is recorded, y'all gonna be able to go back and look at it.
Please play it
And
now.
when everybody review this video, when y'all review this video, when you compare it and contrast, right? Then you tell me who's actually telling the truth. Because again, I don't have to make it up. It's all right there. He can try to save face right here if he wants to. But the fact of the matter is, I don't switch up ever. What I say, I mean, and I stand on it as a man. That's what men do. Men stand on what they say. Now, it's okay for you to say, you know what, I got it wrong, and I was pandering to Angela Yee and lip service over to them women because I wanted to be liked instead of telling the truth. But the thing about the thing about real ones, the thing about the people that really believe in God is that they tell the truth in season and out of season. They don't switch up. They don't change according to who they in front of at the time. They're not trying to be popularized. They're not trying to fit in with the in crowd. No, look at me in my eyes. Don't switch up.
Yes,
You seen me. You was looking at me.
Listen, I know I'm trying to
Look
find
at me
it right
in my
now.
eyes. Look at me, King.
Peace, bro. You okay,
Look at me,
brother?
King.
You okay, brother?
I don't switch up ever. Brother. I mean what I say, and it's okay.
Right.
To change your mind.
Right.
And I told you, I'm going to speak to your soul today.
Right.
I prayed for you on the way here.
Right.
For God to prick your heart so that you stop pandering, because you're going to have to be accountable for every single word that you say.
I love you saying that. I love you doing that.
Listen,
I love that you just said that.
Listen.
Let's go.
Devils get mad when they start to get bothered. Give me a second. I prayed for you. I genuinely did, because you got to be accountable for every single word that you say on this earth. And I don't want you to pander because you're leading people astray. You leading people and you presenting yourself a certain way, but I don't want to call you a false prophet. I just want to say that you need better understanding. You're not ready to have conversations with people of how it is that they're supposed to be operating in a relationship. I'm not even sure that based off of what you saying today, that you're a reflection of what you advocating for.
What do you mean by that, brother?
Based off of what you saying, you switching up your words depending on who the audience is.
What words I switch up?
You said that you didn't believe in dating.
Right.
Then you told that woman to date them all.
Brother,
word for word.
Brother, can we please play the clip? Because I also said I do not believe in dating.
Nah, honestly, I can't even find
I
the
want
clip,
to,
man.
but I cannot find
I really
this
want
thing.
to as well.
Can somebody drop that clip in the chat?
Find it.
Yeah, somebody drop that clip in the chat.
Somebody go ahead. We gonna let the people help
Yeah,
us
and
out
that's
on that
Yada
one.
on Angela Yee.
Yeah.
And at some
Lip
point,
service.
Lip service.
the words were on lip service.
Yes.
At some point, the words were said, "Date them all." So we're just trying to find that clip and what specifically was stated.
And also on
during
my
that
IG, I say date
interaction.
them all.
So it's
So why would you say that though?
so
Listen again.
But
Listen again. Can I?
Go ahead. Let's get it.
Can I get this, brother? We have women that have sacrificed so much of their bodies and their minds because they didn't have the proper leadership within the home, and we have to deal with a divine understanding. When I look this way and I'm speaking to the brothers, it's because sometimes when I look into your soul, I see some things that ain't right, bro. Listen to me, brother, because you talking about God. Listen to me, please. A man that's unable to show and prove himself to a woman shouldn't have that woman. This is the laws of nature. Even animals, when it comes to alphas, they'll fight physically to show who deserving of this woman. And that woman goes, or that female species goes with that animal. I'm saying the same thing. Ladies, if this man is unable to provide your every need mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially, he's not deserving of you. And if you hear me say date them all, which I did say, you hear me not denying it, because she's already man, this brother here, I said date them all because if a man can't show and prove to you, you don't need him. And I believe that wholeheartedly. And I believe that this would save so many women from having dusty bums in their life that they don't need, nor do they deserve that woman. So any man listening, if you truly want that woman, show and prove to her and yourself that you're deserving of that woman. The woman is the greatest gift given to man by God.
No, it's not. And let me correct him. Okay. Never
Okay,
show.
okay, hold on. What do you disagree with?
I'm about to explain it to you.
Okay, go ahead.
Never have to show and prove yourself to a woman, ever. Ever. Never make a woman your God, because that's what you just told him to do. Show and prove yourself to God. That's the only person that you have to answer to. And the thing that he sent as greater than any woman is the Comforter. And the Holy Spirit will guide you, and it will show you your wife, and you don't have to prove yourself to her. The only thing you have to do is be exactly what God ordained you to be, and that's to serve your purpose, and she will follow you, and she will 100% submit herself to you, and on top of that, she will be the helpmeet that God ordained her to be. Never, ever prove yourself to a woman, only prove yourself to God. And the greatest gift was the Comforter. That's what the greatest
When
gift
a man
was.
steps into his divine nature given to him by God, it's a protector, provider, leader, teacher. He walks in the divine attributes of God. This is not me saying, oh, show and prove this. Well, no, show and prove who you are, but how you move.
That's not what you said.
No, listen to me, brother.
I'll listen to you.
If God has put the man as the head, man, be the head. What is the head? A leader, a teacher, a guide, and a protector. You said God, man, woman. The man should
And
be
child.
the roof. The man should be the roof to that woman. He should make sure she's secure. He should make sure she's safe. He should make sure that she's stable. And if he can't do that, he's not moving in the characteristics of God and does not deserve that woman. That's why so many men that run behind these weak men teaching, saying, I'm the prize. I don't have to show myself. Show yourself worthy. Because if you are truly a man of God, I will be able to tell by the fruit you bear, and your fruit should be leading, teaching, guiding, protecting, loving on each and every level.
Listen, you could.
Hold on, fellas.
He can say that. He can say that as
praises
much
be
as he
to the
wants
Most
to, over and
All
over
praises be to the
again.
Most High.
But you notice how one thing that he never mentioned was character.
Brother.
No,
I love
Why you always
love
trying
that.
to interrupt me when I start
love
to
that.
talk?
I love that because
I'ma
I
let
did.
him have it.
I did.
You didn't. You didn't.
When a man moves
didn't.
out of the attributes of God, that is his character.
No,
the
listen,
attributes
listen,
is the character,
listen,
my brother.
listen.
Can we do some? He can't read.
Listen,
Can we?
I can't read.
Can we give him some dictionary words real quick?
So now we throwing ad hominem attack. This is what happens when they're no longer able to have an intelligent
Bro, you did this
conversation.
last time. You called me a simp. You didn't know the word of a simp.
Give me a second. Give me a second.
Come on,
This
brother.
is what happens when you're unable to have an intelligent
Man, come on,
conversation is
brother.
that you start throwing ad hominem attacks, right? But here's the beautiful thing about it.
I'm here.
Let me give women a real insight. Look for the God in him. And that's beyond what he's describing.
So how do they do that? How do they do that?
Give me a second.
How do they do that?
That's cute.
You need to get some more. You need to get some more water out of.
He said
He gonna need it. I told you.
I got you.
What did I tell you to get him
Right
before
here.
the
I got you
start?
some.
There we go.
Yeah,
we got
you good.
backups. We
What
got
did I
backup
tell you to
water.
get him before we started that he was gonna need?
He told me
he
I
said
need a
it.
jug of water.
But the thing about it is that sometimes these people can't even see the attributes because they haven't fully developed themselves to be what they're supposed to be in God. You gotta fix yourself before you get into a relationship.
Hold
Wait,
on, what?
let me finish.
You just disagreed when I said that.
I'm speaking to the women. You were speaking to men. I'm speaking to
So the
people.
women should be together before they get with a man, but not a man.
Listen. You're not listening. You listening to respond instead of listening to
Come
understand.
on now, brother.
Everybody needs to get themselves together before they find themselves looking for or opening themselves up to the possibility of dating. Because everybody not ready to date just because they want a man.
Should they date or should they not date? You talking about me twisting words up?
Before they start looking for the opportunity to date. A lot of times women don't even know what's best for themselves. So just because you want to do something shouldn't be because that's not what you're supposed to do. That's why she needs the guidance and the covering of her father. That's another man that's in her life.
I agree.
So I'm not telling them to date. I said before they look to find themselves in a situation where they want to date or get into a relationship. You can look to have sex with somebody, but it doesn't mean that you should do it. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why you got to listen to understand instead of listening to respond. My point is that there's equal amount of work that needs to be done on both parts, not just to men. Women, if you think that there's a man that's going to come into your life to fix you, that's a problem. That is a problem. Then that absolves you from actually taking ownership and responsibility for who you are, because you have a soul too. And you also gonna have to answer to the things that you did on this earth, including the people that you hurt, the children that you have out of wedlock, and they don't wanna have that conversation with you because they look at you as a monetary gain. They look at you as a consumer. They look at you as a fan. I'm not looking at you as a fan. I'm looking to save your soul. I'm looking to tell you that you need to do the work and submit yourself to God before you can submit yourself to somebody else. You need to be a follower. You need to be a straight up follower of the word of God and get in your Bible and understand exactly what to look for, especially if you ain't got that covering, because the only person that can reveal it to you is God.
All praises due.
So check it out, y'all.
It's getting heated.
We got for
It's
everybody
getting heated.
coming into the room right now. You're hearing the passion. I had to drop the AC earlier. Thank God I did. It's still hot, even though I dropped it. Anton Daniels came in straight down from the D one-day trip to come here
Thank you,
and
brother.
speak to Yada Awakening about these very important conversations. And the crazy thing is, I'm looking at the chat. Even the chat is absolutely divided. Let's actually read some of these super chats.
6,200 people in the chat right now. Shout out to
There we go.
Silent Sniper. Wait, so now going against men of today isn't enough. We gotta attack Adam too. Yada is wild. Shout out to AQ. Please define business relationship. Marriage is a covenant. How is this a business relationship? I think AQ needs a little bit more detail. Shout out to Michael Mitchell. Says shout out to Anton and the Bag Chasers. We up 100%. Shout out to Samaya. Says if you read the Holy Bible and the Holy Quran, you will know in depth Islam and Christianity goes hand in hand. Shout out to Jay Bay. Says yes, he does hold women accountable. Yada held his own mother accountable through his healing journey with their childhood trauma he has endured as a kid. Shout out to Z123Z. Says women are always to blame in a patriarchal society. Not all cultures are built on patriarchy. We don't have to look at life or relationships through a Judeo-Christian perspective. Shout out to Kim Trap, 7 months as an initiate. Yes, we love you, Kim Trap. She says lack of accountability for men and women is the first step to victimhood in the black community. We are so focused on blaming the other. Shaking my head. Shout out to Howdu Muslima. Says Yada, we need more men like you. Please teach these boys how to be men. Women are tired of these weak males. I say congratulations to your wife thousands of times. May Allah bless you both. And guys, man, y'all really killing it. Shout out to all the support we getting tonight. Again, 6,200 people in the chat. Shout out to Seminole 2014. The woman is not God. That's a blasphemous statement. A man ain't God either. God is above all. Follow him sincerely and he'll guide you in all your ways. I want better for black people, but it might be too late. And shout out to Atlanta Streets Interview, who's been going crazy in the chat. Says Anton standing on business. He came prepared to cook that boy about wasted. Angela. Y'all are sweating right now, LOL. Man, the Bag Chasers and NDBA going crazy right now. Man, shout out to all initiates joining. Shout out to NDBA. Shout out to the Bag Chasers, man. It's been an incredible night so far. 6,200 people in the chat. It looks like, man, the only thing we really did agree on was this. I dropped the poll earlier. It's got 2,800 votes. It's been open for about 30 minutes. Probably the longest poll we ever had open. Are women less submissive? And 72% of the people in the chat say absolutely. So that is something that most people agree on. Women are having issues with submission.
And so what we're going to do now, by the way, if y'all want to go ahead and hear round 3, this is a 4-round debate. We went ahead and covered 2. You missed it. You got to run this one back. All right, but we're going into round 3. You ready for round 3? Drop a round 3 right now. And make sure, by the way, Ryan did something very special for y'all. Your 100 prompt questions are here. Date night, game night, family night, whatever. Your Hardly in Love dating cards are here. What's the discount code again for them tonight?
Debate, DEBATE for 20% off your order, guys.
20% off.
And don't forget, we got Yada's Apple of Eve, which is an intercellular cleanse. Over 1,000 5-star reviews, which is excellent because it's hard. First off, we know about that. It's hard to get to 1,000 5-star reviews. So shout out to Yada. And this is the thing. It's really healing. It's healed you.
Yes.
And that was the liver and
Kidney.
the kidney.
Yes.
and mom's bone cancer. This is an amazing product, guys. So make sure you cop that link in the description. And this is the thing. He also is looking out for the bag chasers, NDBA, and initiates because he gave us a very special discount just for you. Click the link, takes you straight to the page. Go ahead and cop that ASAP.
Absolutely. And people, just so we know too, Anton has been helping a ton of people help achieve financial freedom, getting them financial education in the bag chaser community. That's the bag chasers as well. So make sure the bag chasers, they can join it. That's your Patreon as well, right?
Yeah, I don't have nothing to promote. I'm here to work.
Absolutely.
like that.
And listen, and because you here, I just want to, and see, when brothers come up in that spirit, you just want to promote that brother here.
And
So
this thing,
I'm
we're a
promoting
product of the
brother
product.
off
We're the
GP.
product of the product because we done called you to get the formula on
Yeah,
YouTube
yeah.
multiple
Oh,
times.
absolutely.
And we
Absolutely.
have literally just started implementing that formula, and it's changing our financial future, guys. Now, that does not mean that you should not continue to support the channel because we absolutely need your monies, okay? So make sure you click the link in the bio.
And with that being the case, we're going to move over into round 3, guys, because this is a very important and probably triggering question to a lot of people here, but the conversation must be had. All right. I'm going to start this one here with you, Yada.
Yes.
Because we popped off with Anton last time. Should men be open to dating women with children?
He know better. He know this about to go so bad. for him.
No. Can I be truthful?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can I be truthful, please, brother?
This round you can't be there. Last round it was a little rough for you.
Okay. I don't believe, personally, that we should put our women in boxes. If a woman has a child or doesn't have a child, a good woman is a good woman. My wife had a child prior to me. And I love this child loves me, but the child also knows that I'm not her father, but I play a role as a father figure in her life. She's probably watching right now, and if you're watching right now, baby girl, I love you and I'm thankful for you. When a man is able to lead, guide, and protect, when a man's able to walk with the attributes of the Most High God, it doesn't matter if the woman is single or not, because if a man can lead, he can lead. It doesn't matter if the woman has 3 children, 2 children, 1 child, no child. If the man can lead, he can lead. I believe, my opinion in my heart, that when a man is truly invested into God and into bettering himself, God's going to send him an aid, regardless if the aid has a child or no child. I don't think we should keep telling women, oh, your value is lowered because you have children. That makes no sense. Now, brothers, I believe that if you're unable to even deal with your own personal emotions, I think you should stay alone and by yourself, or get with a woman that has nothing else going on. Y'all can probably grow together. But when you're coming into a woman's life that has a child, you have to be able to lead. You have to be able to father. You have to be able to teach. And you have to be able to love unconditionally, because I love my wife's child as if she's my own flesh and blood. So I don't believe, personally, that we should put a woman in the box because a man might overlook a divine asset sent to him by God just because she has a child. I don't agree to that. And that's like me telling a woman, overlook this man because he has children. No, I believe an asset is an asset. A woman that has a child isn't a liability. And if she's coming into your life to help you maneuver into becoming your greatest version, because a woman can't help a man become greater emotionally and mentally, she adds on to the man. And if the child is there, this man, especially if he doesn't have children, he can learn how to father through this. So ladies, please hear me. Your value is not dropped because you have children. Men, please hear me. Your value is not dropped because you have children. Some of you, or some of us, me included, weren't taught how to properly wait until marriage to have children. So I'm speaking to the brothers that's trying to figure it out by themselves. I'm speaking to the women that's trying to figure out by themselves. Love yourself. and never lower your value, regardless if you had children or not. Excuse me.
There you have it.
We 100% disagree on this one.
Okay.
The previous two, we had some overlap and we had some agreements. This one we don't. I like to get to the core root of the problem. And I think that what we do as a culture and as a society is we enable bad behavior by saying that it's okay. And it's not. It's not. The person that you have children with, the person that you have sex with, that's your husband, that's your wife. Before any of these Western modern laws that then incentivize people to get married, the person that you opened up your legs to was your husband. And so we have too many broken homes, and we're trying to puzzle this thing and Tetris it together to justify that it makes sense. Now, is there circumstances, because I'm never going to speak on somebody else's situation. I speak in general. I don't know him. I would never speak on his children or his wife. That has nothing to do with me
appreciate
whatsoever,
that, brother.
right? So I have the utmost respect for him and his family.
Thank you.
So I'm just speaking in general, all right? So I want to make sure that I preface that because I don't want there to be any attacks, right?
Understood.
But my point is that we need to get back to the core and the root, because if you removed the safety net, people would be more accountable for the things that they did and who they opened up their legs to. Right now, more than ever, there's a pandemic, an epidemic of women celebrating women having children out of wedlock. And we know that statistically speaking, that is a bad situation. You are more likely to end up in jail. You're more likely to join a gang. You're more likely to need therapy. You're less likely to be successful when it comes to future relationships. You're less likely to become a millionaire and earn as much. You're more likely to have debt as a result of student loan debt and things and so on and so forth. And so if we gonna solve for this problem as a culture, we have to remove the incentives for people to think that it's okay to have families outside of the covenant that God has ordained for us to have. Now, do circumstances happen? Absolutely. But it absolutely does not. That is not the majority. Most people are intentional. And let me address something else that he said. By the time that we are able to bust one, we know what's right and wrong. You know that you should not be having children out of wedlock. This is not something that we have to discover. At a very basic level, we know better. And that's why I can speak to men when I say the majority of men, especially black men, do not have children out of wedlock. That is a small minority of men that is populating the majority of these women, and we don't really want to hold them accountable because we know that women are the biggest consumers. And so again, I'm not here to make people feel good. I'm here to tell them the truth. No, I do not think that a man needs to practice becoming a father to a child that's not his and trying to figure it out to negotiate and work with another man that wants to probably at some point participate in this child's life, because it is a zero-sum game. And I know so many people that regret the day that they ever decided to get into a relationship with a woman that then ultimately should have went back to her child's father. Go back to your child's father and work it out. Because that's the person that you created the covenant with. That's the person that you married according to God's law. Go fix it. That's what you need to do.
Now, what if a woman is saying that this man is just absolutely egregious? That's just somebody I was. It's not even something that I can repair, go back to.
It's not about
how
you.
How do you give that woman
It's not about
advice?
her. It's about the child. Everything that you do at that point to bring somebody into this world that didn't ask to be here is what's best for the child. You remove yourself. You got to put down with self and up with God. What is in the best interest of that child? Is it in the best interest of that child for you to be raising that child in a two-parent household with the father? And if so, why didn't you think about that before you opened up your legs to him? Because we got over 100 different forms of contraception. It's not about how you feel. It's about the child. I do the thing that's in the best interest of my child, not me. I put myself last. But I also understand that the things that I do in my greatness, she's the beneficiary of it. And I would never, ever, under any circumstance, let another man raise my child.
And that's beautiful. What he's saying is beautiful. And he's coming from a place of being raised by mother and father. But you have so many women that never seen their father. They've never known that a woman should get married before they have children.
They did know.
Hold on, bro. Let me speak. Because majority of young girls are trying to They're starting to lose their virginities at very young ages as children, looking to replace that feeling of not having a father. They just want to feel some form of masculine love. So if this child made a mistake at 15 or made a mistake at 16 by sleeping with the wrong man that promised her the world, oh, baby, I love you. Oh, baby, I'm thankful for you. Oh, baby, I'll never leave you. And she got into this woman's head because, like you said, fathers should know and teach their daughters right for wrong. You do agree, correct? Mm-hmm. So if the father isn't there and she's running behind a masculine energy and this man is saying, I love you, I'll never leave you, I'll never cheat on you, and she falls in love with this man now saying, I want your body. If you love me, let me get your body. She doesn't know right for wrong because she didn't see no man growing up. Now she gives this man the body. Mm-hmm. Now a child is born. That means that this man right here that doesn't have any children should not get with her?
Absolutely not.
Come on, brother.
Absolutely not.
Come on, brother.
100%.
Come on, brother. Come on, brother.
Listen, at a very early age, I was never going to not have a child, or I was never going to have a child out of wedlock. It's just the facts. We was never going to co-parent. I was never going to have another man in my child's life.
And that's beautiful.
And this is the sentiment of most men, especially black men. This is a norm within our culture. Go and look it up. It's data. It's statistics. This is not my opinion. This is a fact. And again, I'm going to go back to the core of what I said in the very first conversation. You can solve for 99% of all men that are doing the wrong thing, and 1% of men can populate the majority of the earth with women that choose to be with this one man. At some point, every single person, including women, have to be accountable for the thing that they did and open up their legs to. And we also know that women are the ones that initiate the majority of the divorces. So they're walking away from their households and becoming single parents by choice. This isn't something that they're being forced to. So when because he's a great salesman, I got to give you that.
Come on, brother.
No, you're phenomenal.
Come on, brother.
You do the whole crying thing.
Come on,
oh my
brother.
God.
Come on, bro. You're showing sassiness right now. Come on, brother.
No. This is what
you
said.
Come on, we men now, brother.
No, listen.
Come on, we men now.
Oh my God.
Come on now, brother.
I didn't know a man, and so as a result, I was looking for love, and so I had this child. You know what I hear? Excuses. Excuses.
Let me add on something real quick, right?
You're a great salesman.
This man right here.
I see why you got a great product.
This man, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. This man right here. I don't want to attack Antoine. Let me say
can't.
this. No, hold on.
My life is perfect.
I want to make sure my words is accurate. Let me not try to attack Antoine. Let me say it like that. It's toxic to teach a woman to stay in a home where there's no form of love or safety or security, because that teaches the woman, the young child, it teaches the young girl that she should grow up and stay in a relationship with a man that's abusive, that attacks her mentally and physically, emotionally. We have to understand the majority of women will not leave a place where she feels safe. She will not leave a place where she feels loved. Men keep screaming that women are leaving men or divorcing men in high numbers because these women are no longer happy. They no longer feel safe. They're not being financially provided for. Mm-hmm. They're taking care of grown men. Mm-hmm. And I know brothers, right, that are amazing fathers, amazing fathers, and raising their bonus children. These bonus children aren't curses. They're blessings. And any man that's able to lead another child that's not biologically his, I salute you. Because the average man will not understand that. Again, Antoine was raised in a home with two parents, which is beautiful. Like I can't.
And he's saying that like that's a knock on me.
Hold on. No, I'm saying it's beautiful.
He
it's
keep
beautiful.
mentioning it like that's something that.
Hold on,
that's what you're supposed to do.
Brother. No, it's beautiful that he was raised in a home with two parents, but a lot of people didn't have the privilege of seeing that. So they're making mistakes, brother. They're making mistakes. She fell in love with the wrong. She fell in love with the wrong man. Whatever happened. But ladies, do not allow this man up here to make you feel like you're not deserving of a man. Or man, if you're in a relationship with a woman that has children, do your thing. I salute you. It takes a real man to be able to step up and be a father when no one else is.
No, it's not about do your thing. It's about going back to the thing that you committed to in the first place. And again, they always keep saying, do your thing, I'm surprised you ain't said queen at some point.
Queen?
Do your thing, queen. Do your thing,
So, Anton,
queen.
let me ask you this question.
At some point, you need to hold your parents accountable, right? Because again, we keep hanging this on the hats of men instead of hanging it on the hats of the people that came before you and put you in this position in the first place.
I agree.
So let's remove this whole thing that is on men. It's not. It's not on all men. That's bullcrap.
What's not on all men?
It's not on this whole narrative of what we see in the culture. This is not a black man thing. The majority of men. So stop making up this narrative of an abusive household. Was he abusive? Wait. No.
That's what I'm saying.
No, let me finish. This is my question to you. Right. Was he abusive before you opened up your legs to him?
Now, can I speak? That's cool with you?
I asked you a question.
That's good. Brother, we have men that are some pro-finessers. They will give a woman a representation of themselves. And when they've got their hooks into the woman, they turn into something different. No woman in her right mind is going to be in a relationship with a man that's negative, Nancy, breaking her down mentally, physically, and spiritually, not providing for her financially. No, they get the hooks in her. And then when he feels like he's got her in love and all she knows is him, he turns into something different. All I'm saying to you, brother, this is what I want. No, I need you to hear this. I need you to hear this. Every woman that has had a child and is not with the man aren't bad people. And every man that had a child and not with the woman is not bad people. We keep saying a man shouldn't be with a woman that has children. Why? Because she have her children, but this man has children and children aren't with them. We have to make sense of this. Why do we keep saying, man, don't be with a woman with children, but we're not saying nothing by the man that's not taking care of his children or there for his children?
I want to actually ask that question right.
That's like a Little Mermaid movie that he just made right there.
Let me ask this real quick because I want to know if you also feel that the way about men as well, because you got a daughter yourself. Mm-hmm. If you're giving her some instruction, would you pretty much instruct any woman? Is it the same rule that women should also stay away?
I would not tell a woman
men
that don't have children to marry a man with children.
Okay.
I'm not biased on this. I'm consistent across the board. I don't think that it's in a. Could she possibly marry a good guy? Could a guy possibly marry a good woman that got? Absolutely. But I would never advise it because I would never tell somebody to do something that I wouldn't do myself. I'm consistent in that. And let me correct them for a minute.
Please.
Nobody said that they were bad people.
Okay.
That's just not your people. Everybody that's a good person is not for you. Everybody that's in a situationship is not supposed to be a part of your network. Every person that's doing something good or well, they don't deserve to necessarily be in your life because your journey is different. And so I never said anybody was a bad person, but I would never advise a man to do something that I wouldn't do myself, and I would never, ever go and talk to a woman that have children with another man.
Well, when you say they're not your people, what does that mean?
And what I would tell her is to go back with your child's father. And it doesn't mean that she can't have love. If you can finesse a man into doing it, then do so. But I would never advise my guys to do that.
When you say not your people, what does that mean?
It can mean anything. It can mean that we're not equally yoked. Maybe we don't need to do business together. Maybe we are going in two different directions. Maybe we have two different belief systems. It's a lot of different things that can identify whether or not a person is your person or your people and not.
Okay, so are you telling people they should be in relationships even though it's toxic just because of the child?
I never said that.
So when should they part ways?
I don't think that they should have got it together in the first place because you know who a
if
person.
We're already there, brother. If we're already there.
I specifically said no. I don't address if we already there.
Right.
I address.
This is what we're talking about. We're talking to adults,
I address. Literally, you have to take ownership and responsibility for it. I don't believe that people are getting finessed like you painted the picture. I believe because that's to say that women aren't smart. Because how did you get so smart afterwards, but you wasn't smart enough to be able to identify that he was a POS when you got with him? That's literally telling y'all that y'all idiots. You're not an idiot. You're not dumb. Most women know who the dude is that they got with and who they chased before they got with him and opened up their legs to him. You know that. That's why they say get married. Marry before you carry. That's why they say that.
So let's, because I get you pretty much talking prevention.
Correct.
Not necessarily in the situation, but I actually want to go to the situation because right now our culture is facing this situation in large numbers, Anton. So I want to get your consult for the people now in the situation because we get your stance, not putting us there.
I told you, go back with your child's father.
But here's the thing. If we have identified as well, to Yada's point, that the brother is, at this point, not working on himself, pretty much unqualified at this point to lead and manage a family, may not even have the desire to, do you still recommend that woman put herself in that position? Or should she...
In what position specifically?
To be in a relationship with this type of man? Or should she go about parting ways and trying to find, just run it, be a single mom?
Listen, I took my vows serious. I don't believe in parting ways. It's death till death do us part in sickness and in health, for richer or for poor.
These are single women, though, by the way.
Well, you said part ways.
Well, again, a woman who got pregnated by a man, they're not married.
That's your husband. That's your husband. What are we talking about? You can't take it back. Ain't no take backs. We in this. It's me and you till we die. We gonna figure it out.
I don't believe I'm hearing this.
No. They asked me the question.
I never believe I'm hearing this.
We gonna figure it out. We gonna work it out. We gonna do it. We gonna make it happen. We gonna take on the world and we gonna take over the world. It's some things that we gonna have to figure out together. But you just can't leave after you got somebody pregnant. You can't leave after you get pregnant. What you talking about? That's your husband.
Man, listen, hold on.
That's your husband.
Listen to me. Listen to me, ladies. If you're in a relationship with a man, you're pregnant, or if you have children by this man, and this man is not being a man in your life, leave him. If this man is breaking you down mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, leave him and make sure he gets himself together. And if he can't get himself together to keep you in his life, that's not the man for you. Leave. I don't care what this brother talking about. That makes no sense, and it's devilish. It's too many women being killed by toxic men because they want to stay for emotional reasons of the children. Think about yourself, because you can't properly protect your child if you're being abused on any type of level, if you're not being provided for on any type of level. Love yourself enough to know when to leave. If not, you will pour this childhood trauma onto your child.
We use extreme words, and in order for him to even survive this debate, he got to use extreme words like abuse.
Oh, come on, bro.
Right? Because again, we're supposed to be talking to the majority, not the minority. People leave each other because they don't like each other, or because it's a difficult financial situation, or because they fall out of love, or because they have lust for somebody else. Of course, there are extreme circumstances where you don't stay in a situation. If you're getting beat up on, because that goes without saying, we shouldn't even have to address that. Of course you shouldn't stay in an abusive situation. But again, he's using extreme versions of the conversation in order to be able to survive, when in reality, we talking about people that's just walking away because they don't like the person, or they don't like his financial situation, or they don't like what it is that they think that is going on in his life or her life, or she see her friend and she get influenced by it. That's what we talking about. Most people are not just walking away because, oh man, every man... Come on, man.
A woman does not walk away from a place where she feels happy and she's stable on each and every level. A woman will never walk away from a man where she feels secure on each and every level. His man stepped out of a fantasy.
Look, extremes. Now we saying that a woman will never walk away from a man if she feels secure. Most women don't even know what they don't even feel like themselves after they have a child and they got postpartum.
Come on, brother.
No. Tell me it's not true.
No, you're right.
Most women don't even know what they feel like when they have postpartum. And a lot of times these women are leaving situations when a child is an infant, when they're young. So if we talking about feelings, because that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about purpose. See, love is not about how you feel. Right. Love is what you do.
I agree.
And so it's an endurance test. Even the word of God, The prize isn't given to the person that run the swift. It's given to the person that endureth to the end. It's not a feeling. You might feel some type of way right now. That's why the word says that you can't let the sun go down on your wrath, because you then have to absolve for that. Because when you wake up in the morning, you're going to be a completely different person, right? So I'm not going off of feelings. I'm going based off of what is the current situation. And again, it's not about me. It's about the child. So you may feel a certain type of way right now, but we going to work this out. We not leaving. We not getting divorced. Again, we going to use his extreme example of getting your head cracked in. Don't stick around when you're getting your head cracked in. But I'm speaking to the majority. Don't just leave just because you feel a certain type of way about
Ladies. If you feel unsafe, if this man is not leading you to the best version of yourself, if he's not being that guide, that leader, and that protector, leave that man. I don't care about no form of fantasies, period. And men, if you're doing everything you know to do for your woman, to keep her happy, to love her, to protect her and guide her, and she's still doing things that you don't recommend, or she's going out there doing things she has no business doing, leave that woman. If not, your children will reap the hurt and the pain of that cycle. We have to break these generational curses. We have to.
This man is going to have y'all jacked up. He going to have y'all absolutely toe up. He going to ruin your life. He going to ruin your child's life. He going to ruin your family's life. Take this and really replay it and pay attention to what, because see, this is not even about winning a debate right now. This is about the culture. This is about your family. This is a life decision. This is not something that I'm just going to easily say something and say, hey, you should just leave. No, you should really seek counseling. You should really get together with your pastor. You need to go to God and pray on his behalf. You need to pray over that man at night and get your olive oil. You need to go and convene with the people of your elders and first understand whether or not it's you and it's not him, because you may be feeling some type of way based off of a bad influence in your life. This is not something that you just play around with. You don't just leave when you got a child in a situation from somebody that you've committed to and opened up your legs to and you've gave your body to. That's not something that we just easily just walk away from and just say, oh no, just leave. Leave him if you feel unsafe. No, you need to do every single thing in your power and leverage every single resource that you can in order to ensure that this is the thing that you are not supposed to be in based off of something that you can't control. You don't just willy-nilly just walk away from a situation and think that that's going to be conducive for your child. Because if you knew better, then you wouldn't be in that situation in the first place. Your judgment is already off, and that's why you need elders. That's why you need guidance. That's why you need mentors. That's why you need pastors and preachers. That's why you need a community to lord over you. That's what the community really meant. It wasn't about just taking care of a child. It was shepherding over the people that didn't know any better about themselves. And if you listen to this person, he going to mess your family up. Don't do that.
The women.
Let's close out here.
Hold on, real quick.
This, I got a question. The final question.
Real quick. No woman left after the first time, the second time, the third time, the fourth time, the fifth time, the sixth time. They done prayed to God, got on their knees, talked to the pastor. These women ain't just leaving these men. They emotionally invested to them, loved them, gave them the body. They're tired. They're mentally falling apart. They're suffering from depression. And we're going to say, oh, stay there for the children. She's crying every night. Every night she's crying. But we want to put everything on the woman rather than, oh, keep your legs closed. This woman loved this man with her all, her mind, her body, and her soul. This is why she left. She sacrificed everything for this man, and he still has not change. I would rather you leave a man than to your child to watch you cry every night because this man's verbally mistreating you, not properly taking care of you and treating you like you're trash. Ladies, you're not a doormat. You're not under a man. You're side by side with a man. If any man treats you like that, you know he's dealing with some deep-rooted childhood traumas.
So I want to ask this question right here, because one thing that you said, Anton, was, you know, and I think you said you was very intentional when you stated this. You said, I wouldn't tell somebody without kids, man or woman, to date somebody else with children. does your insight change, or does your advice change if you're giving somebody advice with children? Do you now advocate for somebody to date somebody with children if they already have children?
No, I'm still saying you need to go back with your baby daddy.
And that's for men and women?
Yes.
Do you feel like that's the same across the
Yeah,
board?
I think you need to fix your family. I want to see families together. I don't want to see this remix version of what we think makes sense in society. I want to see preventative maintenance. I think that we need to be more proactive instead of reactive. And I want to see families together with their biological parents. I don't want to see this remix version of this. And that's what my advice would be.
And I agree, in the perfect world. In the perfect world, I completely agree. But the sad part, we're not in the perfect world. People make mistakes. People are led astray. But in the perfect world, yes, but I agree with you. In the perfect world. Sorry, this is not the world we live in.
There you have
Gotta
it.
pour your money.
Incredible.
What I want to do here, I want to go ahead. Can we get a poll just to get a temperature of who people rocking with right now? I want to get the Anton and Yada poll up. Let's just get a general sense of it. We actually got a poll that's still alive now.
Yeah,
right?
let me close this. We're
Let's
going to have
close
this
it
one
out.
open for 28 minutes, guys. Should men date women with children? You heard from both Yada and Anton. 60% and 60-40. 60% of people say yes.
60% say yes. Very interesting. I want to drop that other poll just to get a sense of it. Matter of fact, how about
Just drop
this?
it in the chat.
Just drop it in the chat.
Yeah.
Yada Anton, I want to get a temperature of the room. I want to see where people are. We're moving into round 4. This is the final round. If you're ready for the final round, drop final round in the chat because I want to go ahead.
Right.
I'm very excited for this one here.
Super chat's going crazy. Shout out to MTR, Mediocre Tutorials. He says Anton is absolutely cooking. Big shout out to HR for putting this convo together. Make sure you follow Mediocre Tutorial Reviews. That's actually our boy JD who's chiming in. JD, we appreciate you. Shout out to Tunyo says, I don't think men should date women with children. I understand unique situation where it does work out, but time is already scarce. Now you add a child, it's not yours that you have to care for. No. Shout out to Jay Davis says, Anton watching this dude 3-0 sidebar. Atlanta Street interviews need to stop smashing those homeless chicks. That's nasty work. I don't know what's going on in the chat, but apparently y'all know each other. It's really going crazy.
It's going crazy.
Shout out to Marriage Politics and Sports says, a single man should not even entertain a woman with a child unless he wants to marry her. Never lead her on just for sex. But if your preference is to start your own legacy, don't entertain a baby mama at all with no guilt. Shout out to Danny Shade says, step baby daddy equals simp. Interesting. A young woman is saying that. Very interesting. Shout out to Cassium says, seeing beyond the arguments, misunderstanding, and mistakes is realizing perfection does not exist in relationships, but their beauty is in the efforts to stay united as a couple. Shout out to Marriage Politics and Sports again. 77% of black women have children out of wedlock by 24 years old. Black men have been left with very slim pickings for black men. Black women, I'm assuming he's saying, what about the disrespect black women give to the stepdaddy? Interesting. Shout out to High Quality Women, one of our very own initiates. She's added at least over a year with that purple badge. Shout out to you.
There you go.
Anton has a cute, privileged perspective. Anton has a cute, privileged perspective, I think she's saying. He speaks from an ideal utopian world that doesn't exist. Single moms need to pursue God, self-actualize, and get educated on how to peacefully coexist with men. Man, y'all are really, really supporting the channel right now on the platform. So shout out to NDBA going crazy. And that's no dusty bums allowed, just in case you didn't know, okay, which I support. And shout out to big bag chasers, which I also support because I'm a bag chaser myself. Shout out to Silent Sniper says, well, since Yada believes that childless men should date women with kids, how about he addresses the lack of respect those women have for stepfathers? That damn accountability. Shout out to Chantel Jones, one of our lovely initiates, says, I really wish Harley Initiated would stop giving Anton a platform. His views are biased and based on his own experiences, non-compassionate, not considering human error and redemption, and erroneous as you know what. Shout out to Practitioner Her, another one of the initiates. Ain't no debate if he gonna deflect like a man with concepts of a plan. Are you not entertained? Y'all are going nuts.
Make sure we go over 10 because it's going crazy.
It's all over 10.
Wow.
Shout out to Zeta. We're gonna have to increase it.
We're going to have to.
Shout out to Zeta Zintendo. These women choose those men when they see red flags. They stay. That's her fault. All of us men get blamed for actions of those few guys. They opened their legs, no protection. She chose to be pregnant, free will. Shout out to AR Smitty. That boy Yada throwing the Hail Mary. I'm gonna do two
One
more.
more.
Shout
Damn.
out to Word Customs, always using extremes to move goalposts. How many of us know women who purposely got pregnant by a bad guy who ain't want a baby and think she can change him, then want to be victim? Nope. Accountability. Last one, guys, from Initiate. Shout out to this thing glitching. Shout out to Erica Denise. Ryan, your face is so intense when you're listening to the responses. You be so into it. I am into it. This is
listen,
riveting.
And
Very
I'm gonna tell you
compelling
something.
conversation.
One thing about Hardly Initiated, we're not gonna lean away
Right.
from no tough conversations. In fact, I want to make sure our platform is the platform to galvanize and bring together the brothers so we can have the toughest platforms. I actually want to thank both of you brothers from coming from different sides of the world, different places,
In
and
person,
sitting here
by the way.
together as men and having these conversations, bringing all of our followers, our listeners into one environment and having hard conversations. Because I believe, honestly, if we did this at home in our families, had the hard conversations in our own kitchens and dining rooms, we'll probably be in a better situation as it is. So if we ain't doing it in the dining rooms of your house, we gonna do it in the dining room of the damn Hardly Initiated
facts.
Studios. So this is where we at right now. We're moving into round 4 of the conversation, and we about to get it. We got Yada in the building. I am delivered. Absolutely. And we also got my brother Anton in here. And let's go ahead and get into round 4. This one here is this one here also trigger, man. This whole conversation is a trigger one, to be honest with you.
Right.
Because we had a situation a few episodes ago. I had my brother Anthony O'Neill on. I had my brother Wall Street Trapper on. There was a sister who claimed that brothers over 40 and single were actually red flags. The interesting thing is a lot of the culture actually says the same about the ladies. We didn't talk about the ladies, but I want to bring that here to this conversation because who we started with last? Did we start with my man Yada last round?
We started with Anton and ended with Yada last round.
So we're going back to Anton. Because here we go, Anton. Would you say it is a red flag if a woman is, let's say, 35 plus and single? Is that a red flag?
No. I don't think that that's a red flag. I don't think that a lot of things that society and the culture says is red flags is a red flag. I don't think that a woman that don't have children by 40 is a red flag. Right? I just think that, again, I don't think that we're a monolith. I think that everybody is different. Their circumstances determine what their decisions are going to be and then ultimately what their outcomes are. A woman that's over 35 and single, that's it? No, I don't think that that's a red flag at all. I mean, if she's single with children, then I think that that's a red flag because then you have to start adding the context. Well, why do you break up with the person that you was with? And how many children do you have? And how many different baby fathers do you have and all of that? But a woman that's 35 and single, she could have just been intentional, right? She could have just been focused on, you know, her career or, you know, taking care of somebody that was at home or, you know, a lot of times it's a lot of men and women that are playing son husband or son, you know, wife to parents that then had children to take care of them, which was selfish on the parents' part. But that woman could be responsible for that parent in that way, and she could have took on that burden, which is not her fault, and she shouldn't have to take on that burden. But I think that is nuance and it's context. So I don't personally look at a woman over 35 that's single, and that's just the criteria alone as a red flag. And let me also say this before you go. Okay. I think that we all have red flags.
Right.
Some of them bigger than others, right? Some of us have some things that we have to work on. It's a lifetime of work that we're doing, and we're evolving as we go. You're not going to be the same person at 20 as you are at 30. You're going to be a different person at 40 than you are at, you know, at 30, and so on and so forth. And so I think that everybody has red flags, green flags, and so on. The conversation I think that we miss is, what are you willing to live with and work through? Because we're looking for this ideal person, and we'll say, okay, well, they have to make this amount of money, or they have to be this far in their career, or they have to be a Greek, or they have to be in a fraternity or a sorority, and all of these different criteria. But we're not looking at the thing that you're willing to work through, because the thing that determines whether or not you're going to stay together is the problems, not the things that you like about the person. The things that you're willing to endure through when they're growing and evolving past that point. Even when it comes to financially, again, I spoke a lot on younger people, 20, 21, 22 years old. You may be looking at a guy that has all of the things that you want in life financially, and he may be 30, 40, right? He may be 40, 50. Now, you don't want to endure with this guy that ultimately is going to get there, and he has your best interest at heart. He has better character. He actually believes in God, right? And we see a lot of women walk away from that for the glitz and the glam and for the highlights. You see what I'm saying? So I don't think that that's a red flag on him. I just think that that's a growth opportunity, but she don't want to be with that guy because the culture that we live in is saying to go with the guy that got all of the money instead of going with the guy that actually has the better interest in you that ultimately is going to translate to the best situation for the both of y'all. So I don't look at a woman over 35 alone as just a red flag. I don't look at that.
Yada, what's your thoughts on that question, brother?
I agree. I agree completely with the brother. The only thing that I disagree with is him saying if the woman is over the age of 35 with children. You know, some women have given men their youth and been married 20 plus years, and the relationship just didn't work, and they parted ways, some peacefully, some toxic. But I believe that woman is in a place of healing. So I think all women, regardless of their age, if they're single and working on themselves, I don't see that as a red flag. And like my brother said, I believe that we all have red flags, and we should really get with people that can deal with that red flag.
There you have it. Honestly, man, you know, again, I think a lot of overlay and overlap. And it's interesting because I know you brothers very well as far as your content and what you speak about. And although you guys have a lot of differences, there is a lot of overlap in your perspective, which is very interesting. But that's why I'm happy that we was able to get some nuance here in this conversation. What I actually want to do here, because we always like to get your first time.
Before you end, I wanna say this to Antoine, brother. Thank you.
No, thank you
for coming here, man, and being respectful. You're a funny guy. you're a funny guy, but man, you came here, man. Your brother's very intelligent. You articulated yourself very well, man. And I'm blessed to have you as my brother, even though I might not agree with everything. I am blessed to have you as my brother, and this is my little brother, man.
No, but let me also say that I do appreciate him, right? I do appreciate you, and that I actually see value. Of course, we gonna acknowledge the stuff that we agree on, right? But I see value in engaging in conversations, respectful dialogue with people that may have a difference of opinion in me. And I think that a lot of times people want to see people in an echo chamber, but I don't think that there's any growth in that, because there are some things that he said that I'm going to take into consideration,
likewise,
and evaluate and say, you know what, did he have something there that I kind of overlooked? And so I see value in you. I see value in your conversation.
Likewise.
I think that you are a blessing to the culture, especially as an example of how it is that you guide over your family.
Thank you, bro.
And so I have a lot of respect for you, even though we may disagree and we're going to have some dialogue and we entertaining for the people and stuff, but I do respect you and I do have a lot
Hey, guys, I have to add this too. I watched a few videos last night of this brother. I have to say, this is the first time I've seen this brother so respectful, and I believe. Hold on. But I believe that it is because he was also given respect.
Absolutely,
and that's a fact. And
Shout
I
out to you, brothers.
also believe it has something to do with It's just some kind of Holy Spirit. It's a
Always
Holy Spirit
in the
inside of this
studio.
hardly initiated
Right,
studio.
always.
So it's something about the studio that does that. But I appreciate y'all coming.
Yeah.
In fact,
We're not done, though.
We're not done. Y'all listen. I understand we getting the closing statements going. If you familiar with Hardly Initiated, you know we always get the family involved in the conversation. But I understand that this was a passionate conversation, and you're going to come up here and try to give me your narrative and life story. So I'm going to challenge you, because I'm going to want the family to be brief and brilliant. Please, Lionel, go ahead and drop the link in the chat for people to come backstage.
Link in the chat and link in the description right now.
What we're going to do, I'm going to only give you 30 seconds, all right? So we're going to make this fun. 30 seconds. I want to hear who you think won tonight and why. Okay, and what I'm going to do, just so we can spread it out, we're going to bring a few ladies up. We're going to bring a few guys up. So I want you to come backstage and let us know what your thoughts on this. And while that's actually happening, it's funny. I had closing remarks. Give the brother closing remarks, but it seems like these brothers went ahead and got their closing
No, they
remarks
good.
out.
They good. Lono, get ready to run that initiation hotline in just a second. I want to finish out with some of these super chats. Shout out to Christine. Says, for Anton to keep bringing up God, I'm very disappointed in the way that he's handling and carrying himself. He doesn't seem to want to debate. He just wants to be right and very combative. I want to hear a debate. No tantrums. Shout out to Rashawn. Let it says, at the end of the day, and showing big love, Rashawn says, at the end of the day, let your actions will show you your reality. I pray the best for everyone. Shout out to Jeremiah. These single baby moms got debt, struggling, and know nothing about olive oil, prayer, and making good decisions. Let them suffer. She start and ends with Pookie. Shout out to Marriage, Politics, and Sports again. Damn, brother Yada, there is no endurance in relationships you are talking about. Shout out to Tia, Patricia, Joy Few, and Tiffany Jones, member for 2 months. Tiffany, if you are just joining us, it's been 2 months. I hope these past 60 days have been amazing. Thank you so much for supporting us. Says Yada, thank you. Blessing to you. I'm a married woman that had kids before marriage and putting God first. Because when you learn better, you do better. Shout out to Blessed Wrist. Says Yada should have hit me up for that chop and stop saying mistakes, it's choices. Shout out to SBU live from South Africa. SBU, when did you move to South Africa? What? Drop another super chat, SBU, and tell us why you are in South Africa right now. Shout out to you. We had her on the show a couple of times and we love her. Facts. Excellent conversation, gentlemen. And looks like we got just a few more. Shout out to all the members. She says, Yvonne Villarreal says, should widows and widowers not get married if they had kids? We talked ad nauseum about that. So run it back. Shout out to Hanifa Robinson says, I believe pregnancy is up to the man, not to blame at all, who is given the seed. A man led by the attributes of God would intentionally pick the best land to plant his seed. Okay, shout out to Ms. Robinson. But guys, let's go ahead and get into it. I have already pinned the link to the video call above. Lano, run that initiation hotline.
Lano, listen. We're gonna it's 30 seconds, and we being strict on this one. When I say let them go. We're gonna bring somebody else up. I want to go ahead and start. We actually gonna start here. I know it's getting packed
Hit that
backstage.
Hotline, Lano.
Absolutely. What we're gonna do here? We actually got the misses. There we go. Yo, we got the missus backstage. Let's start with the missus here. We got the missus backstage. Bring her up here so we can go ahead and pop it off. Did the TV just turn off, Lano? It looked like it did.
Lano.
It looked like it did. The screen?
Yeah, get us right, Lano. Where we at?
Right. I need to look at my people. All right? Go ahead. Hold on, family.
Click something else, Lano.
Hold on 1 second. 1 second, right when the hotline come on.
I'm gonna tell you something. I know y'all can still hear us because we still live. Listen.
There we go.
If we don't get back on, y'all gonna see somebody get fired live right there tonight.
Right here tonight. Right here tonight.
Come on, Lano. What's wrong with you?
Come on, little bro.
Damn nigga.
We're gonna have to get him right, man.
All right, let's go. Lano, let's go ahead and pull up the misses, okay? Absolutely.
Oh, that's what it is. So many people backstage. They want to chime in.
Oh man, no.
We got Yada and Anton going
really,
crazy.
They got to be on camera.
7,000 people in the
Absolutely.
chat. Yep, we're gonna bring them in.
Listen, ladies, no bonnets. All right, don't embarrass yourself. All right, respectfully, we got over 6,000 people back here. Let's go ahead and represent ourselves well.
Wow.
And
shout out
turn
to
off
SBU.
the show in the back.
SBU said she moved to South Africa. Get your passports. Let me tell you.
Oh wait, I hear something in the back here, Lana. What's going on?
We serious about. We absolutely accept that invite. We're gonna come see you and the husband. Shout out to the Daily Man.
Hold on, wait. Everybody mute your stuff backstage. It was killing me just now. But go ahead.
Oh, I can't hear that. Shout out to the Daily Man says we're all walking red flags, each dragging our own dysfunction into relationships. The real test is seeing if we're compatible enough to face the mess together and walk through it side by side.
Let's go. What's up with this man? There we go. What's up, missus? How you doing?
Hey, my beautiful love.
Hold on, wait. You gotta unmute yourself. Unmute yourself real quick. She got the babies. She holding the babies. I know how that Wi-Fi be. I was talking to him yesterday.
Big.
Go to the West Wing. Go to the West Wing. Better reception than the West Wing.
Go to the West
You guys
Wing.
hear me?
There you go. What's up
Can you
with
hear
you?
Yes, baby. We can hear you.
I'm absolutely amazing. All I want to say is I had to represent because the glow of this queen, it comes from a great man. And a woman's not going to glow like this if she's not being loved by a great man. So just had to leave that right there.
There you go.
I wish we could see a little clearer, baby. I wish we could see the blessing with your beauty.
It's okay.
Y'all gotta get that. Y'all gotta get them fiber optics. Y'all.
We know. I told him that.
It's my turn.
Hey, look, much.
Oh,
hey,
the whole
my
fam.
beautiful baby.
That's beautiful.
So the whole family just wanted to say we're proud of you.
Man, I love you. I love you.
There you
Okay.
go.
Okay.
Go ahead, Lano. Let's bring the family up. Big shout out to Yada and his fam. Let's go ahead and
Hey,
keep the
my
people
man.
rolling up, okay?
We gotta get out of here.
Big fan.
Say
Shout out to
bye.
you.
Just pick them up. Just
Lovely.
pick up pick up a brother, and let's go, man, woman. Just round robin that thing for a little bit, Lano. Man,
Oh, praises.
yeah, hey,
Praises.
drop. There we go. This my brother Raymond.
Of course. Did y'all get my email?
Yeah, we got your email, man.
What's up? Hey,
I
go-
think Anton was probably in your email too.
And look, we gonna start it off with you. Give me your age, your location, and your relationship status.
Yeah, in a relationship, 27 years old, Raleigh, North Carolina. I
Okay.
took some notes, guys.
There you. Give me who won and why.
First, I'm just going to say from a logical standpoint, Anton won. On the behalf of having a mother who had kids before their father, having 3 sisters, I just want to commend Yada as well, just for being a voice for men, to be a cover for women as well. But I got to say that what he's saying is true, but when you're emphasizing money, like the $300,000 thing, most of the people who make $300,000 are rappers, athletes. We all know these to be the scumbags of the earth, the players. So if you're pushing women to that direction, you are inevitably hurting women and putting them in the wrong hands. And my father was a great man. He never made over $100,000. And like I said, he was with a woman who had 3 kids when they met. So really take that into consideration. Really take that into consideration. And I know Yada,
That's your 30. That's your 30 seconds, brother. But go ahead and wrap it up.
Yeah, you got a great platform, Yada. I love your lifestyle. I love everything about it. If you want people to be the man, I think you should have more resources for men. To be.
Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you, brother. Let's get to the next one, Lano. Let's go ahead and bring him up.
Oh, hold on. What? Okay. How you doing?
What's up, sister? How you living? Oh wait, she ain't ready, Lano. We got to go to the next one. She got to get ready. She over there.
She floating.
She floating right now. Wait.
There you go. What's up, sister?
What's up with you?
How you doing?
What's your name, sweetheart?
Zakia.
Zakia, give me your age, your location, and your relationship
Okay.
status.
I'm single. I'm 34, and I'm calling from Philly.
Philly in the building. Who won and why?
Philly in the. I feel like Yada won.
Why is that?
I just feel like I heard what Anton said as far as like with his audience, as far as a diverse spectrum, but me personally, as an African American woman, culturally, our culture has been so just not in touch with the role of the male. And like what Yada was touching on as far as just with women, single mothers, we get this stigma that, our value is, I guess we don't have a high value because we come with a package deal. And I just totally don't agree.
Understood. Well, thank you so much, sister. Let's keep it rolling, Lano. Much love to you over there. Shout out to Philly.
Philly in the building.
Philly in the building. All right, Lano, keep it rolling, baby. Keep it rolling. Wait, look, we putting Lano to the test backstage right now.
Well, thank you so
What's
much,
up with you,
Let's
sister?
keep it rolling, Lano.
Oh, y'all got to
Much
turn
love
off
to
the show in the
Shout out
back.
to
Y'all got to
Philly.
turn off the show.
Philly in the building.
Philly in the building. All right, Lano, keep it rolling, baby. Keep it rolling. Wait, look, we putting
This a lot right now, y'all. Listen, I got my little brother backstage.
See,
I got-
you notice. See, when he's doing well, he's the
cameras.
producer of the show.
Right,
When
right,
he's
right.
not doing well, he little brother.
He little brother.
Little brother.
Matter of fact, he the production assistant.
Right.
This a
What's-
lot right
what's
now,
going
y'all.
on with you,
I got my
Lano?
little brother backstage.
Hold on, everybody mute
There we
the
go.
show backstage.
Barrington. What's up, Barrington?
Right,
When he's not doing well, he little brother.
Barrington, you gotta mute your you gotta mute your joint, son.
Unmute. Barrington, you here?
Listen, what's going on with you, Lano?
You.
Man, pull Barrington
You.
off the damn.
Everybody mute
There we
the
go.
show backstage.
Barrington. What's up, Barrington?
Lano, you gotta
That's
mute
it.
Barrington. You gotta get him out of here.
He listening through the TV. He listening through
Yeah,
his
it's
YouTube.
Yeah, he's
done.
slow on it.
It's done. Y'all listen, if you backstage on Zoom,
Yeah,
this is for
everything,
the
guys.
Zoom.
We got new technology now. You go ahead and close your laptop. You don't even look at that. You'll be able to watch the entire show on Zoom once you get on.
don't know how to work no damn technology. What's up, Kendall? How you doing? Oh, y'all about to make me shut this down early.
Can I go?
Kendall, what? Why are you in the dark over there, Kendall?
Kendall, you okay?
Unmute, Kendall.
Yeah, hey, I'm here. I just didn't want you all to hear me. Yes, I'm good.
So
What you
Kendall,
doing, a
listen.
seance back there,
You can't
Kendall?
be
What's going
listening. Listen to the Zoom, okay? Don't listen to the YouTube. But give me your age, your location, and your relationship status. Listen to the Zoom, okay? The initiates is on one today.
I'm ready.
Man, get Kendall off here, man. I'm
ready.
We got one more initiate to go ahead and mess this thing up because y'all about to get this thing shut down tonight. All right, I'm gonna give one more person a chance. Let's get it right, Lano. We got Keisha. What up, Keisha?
Hey.
What's up, Keisha?
Keisha's ready.
Give me your age, your location,
I'm ready.
and your relationship status.
Okay, I'm Keisha from Atlanta. I'm in my 40s, and I'm married.
Okay, Keisha's married. Keisha, look, who won tonight and why?
Yada, hands down, no dusting allowed. Yada, yada, yada. Awakening, awakening.
Okay, now tell me why. Tell me why.
Okay, Yada won because I agree with the way he says leadership comes from men. I agree that men should lead. I think that's why our community suffers a lot and we don't have marriages. If we say that we're not listening to women and we're not hearkening to their voice, then the man has to step up and lead. And so I think Yada has it right.
One more guy.
His family is proof positive of that. His life, what he shows, what he presents to us, he won. He understands the family structure, the divine, godly family structure. And, I agree with him.
There you have it. Well, thank you so much, sister. Yo, is it any brother backstage that got their camera together? All right, I want one last brother because honestly, y'all done stressed me tonight on this damn hotline. All right, so I'm only gonna get one more brother. Thank you so much, Keisha. Shout out to you, sister. Big shout out to you as well.
Appreciate it, Keisha.
We got a brother.
6,000 people in the chat.
We got 6,000 in the chat right now. What
Value by God.
Value by God.
Listen, if you're not this brother, mute your Zoom in the backstage. It's a whole meeting backstage with the family. What's up with you, brother? How you living, man?
What's poppin', man? It's Slimmy, yo. Shout out to the Bag Chasers. Shout out to Anton, obviously. He won. To me personally, he was cooking. He was very much holding it down for what he believes, what he stands in.
And hold on, brother. If you can't, give me your age, your location, and your relationship status as well.
I'm 44. I'm from Cleveland. I'm single.
There you go. Okay. And you say Anton won because
he stood on business, man. Like it's Anton. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what he believes. He stood on what he really talks. He walk what he talk, man. You know, I think Yada his spirit leads him to speak more to the feminine part of the conversation, and I think that's where Anton speaks to everybody. You know, and I think that's kind of like where the edge is. You know, so it resonates with more people. Also, I think Yada is a little bit he's not as well versed in the scripture, you know, and he kind of contradicted himself a couple times. So, you know.
Slimmy, thank you so much for coming up on here. Give me a perspective. Hey, shout out to the brother over here representing, knowing how to work.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Putting it together, man. It's awesome, man. Salute
Thank
to
you,
y'all.
Slimmy. Salute to you as well, brother. Shout out to you, man. Hey, Lana, we done with the hotline for the day, all right?
Yeah.
We done with the hotline for the day. But big shout out to everybody that's in here. We still got over 6,000 people in here. It was a ton of people in the chat.
Amazing show.
I'm talking about the chat was crazy. A lot of different opinions. Truly what you would call a polarizing conversation.
Absolutely.
Seeing people from both ends of the spectrum. But again, this was a healthy conversation.
I want to add something too, man. Antoine got his beautiful wife backstage, man, and I was shocked. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I was shocked. So he got his wife with him. He said, "I take my wife everywhere I go." Much respect.
Thank
Much
you, man. I
respect.
appreciate you.
Much respect, man. And to be honest, man, I respect both of these brothers at the highest level. So however we can, wherever you stand, if something resonated with you, support these brothers. look deeper into what they're doing. I'm glad that you both came here. It was a blessing to be able to host this conversation on Hardly Initiated. And give us your thoughts down low in the comments. Please don't leave without subscribing and helping us continue to grow, because every subscriber that we have makes us a bit more attractive to have other people to come back and have conversations just like this for the culture. And we did it the best way we know how today. And listen, I love you guys, all right? Thank you so much for tuning in to Hardly Initiated. We are out.
We done?